Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to After Credits number 113.
Ooh.
Chaz coming in here, nick of time.
Yeah, just in time. I made
Just,
it. I made
which,
it.
which is okay because I was like 3 minutes late myself, but I was like, oh shit, oh no,
Got to get moving.
I was on, I was on the run. I was like in our Discord chatting with people, and I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to be live a minute
Oh,
ago.
it's
I should
time.
probably get up there.
Dude, I
Um,
like I like the clean shave.
Thank you. I'm not in love with this cut. It's kind of
Okay.
all over the place a little
That
bit,
looks
but you
good.
know
It looks
what?
good.
You know what? We're here for it. I needed my summer. I guess
Yeah,
can't say
little
like summer shave, but
spring reset, spring cleaning. How about
yeah, I'll be back in the fall with a new one once it's out of control again.
that?
How are you? How's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm a little stuffy today, so I guess the return of Stuffy Taz. We haven't heard him
Sick.
in a little while. Yeah, no, last week wasn't feeling too great, but now we're back. A little,
Okay.
still a little congested, but we'll pull through. We'll make it. But
Okay. Love
yeah,
it.
been doing well this week. A lot of I guess the past week, a lot of Resident Evil playing. And we can talk about that a little bit. But I've beat Resident Evil 9 now 3 times, and planning on beating it a fourth time to get my 100%.
Is
But
that this new game that just
yeah,
came out?
brand new Resident Evil just came out last Friday in February. Yeah.
And you've
So
played the
while
whole thing 3 times?
I've
The
played the whole
entire
thing
game?
yes. So while I was sick, I had a lot of free time. Which was great. So yeah, first run took me like 8 hours and 46 minutes. I think I made a whole post about it. Like 8 hours and 46 minutes for the first playthrough was kind
Wow.
of like just my initial kind of blind run through the game. Second playthrough, I cleaned up all the collectibles. That was like a 5.5 hour run, and then my third run, there's an achievement to beat the game in under 4 hours. I was like, oh shoot, like I got to turn into a speedrunner now.
Okay.
Uh, guess how fast I beat it on that third attempt?
2 hours.
It was 2 hours and 41 minutes,
Oh hell yeah!
which
So
is
you beat a
insane.
record.
Yeah, so I mean, not ready to like put my run on like Speedrunners Archive or whatever the speedrunning website is. I think like world record right now is like hour 50 or something like that. Um,
Crazy.
but yeah, nowhere. I'm not great at the game by any means. I attribute all of my success to unlimited ammo and the rocket launcher, the RPG that you unlock after completing some challenges. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. First Resident Evil game that I'm going to like 100% complete, and now that's going to make me want to go back and do all of them. So I'm
Oh,
excited. I'm excited. There's a lot. I'm not necessarily all the games, but 2, 3, 4 remake, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's
okay.
that's 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 on my list.
Okay. Hell yeah! I'm glad you've been enjoying it. I'm sorry that you've been under the weather. I saw you went on a trip.
I
Did you
did,
get
and
sick because of the trip,
I definitely got
or
sick because of the trip. Yes.
it
So I
looked
went
cold? So
it was so it actually wasn't that cold. That was
okay.
kind of the issue. Is it started kind of getting a little bit warm. And like we got that little inkling of
Ah,
spring, and it's actually been kind of warm the last couple days, like hence today
pretty
why I'm
nice.
not wearing a hoodie. Like it was like 75 degrees today. It was ridiculous. So yeah, but the trip was fun. I learned how to ski a couple weekends ago.
Fun.
So a lot of new experiences, but yeah, definitely did make me a little sick, just jumping right back into work that week. But
It's that weird time of year where it's like
it
it's still a
is,
little cold, but it's hot again too. It's
yeah. Well, I
yeah.
mean, I get seasonal allergies, so like when the spring rolls around, that is like my worst season. Like I just get slapped in the face with just all the trees and grass and pollen and nice weather. So
Okay.
you know.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm
How
glad you
about
had a
you?
good time.
What have you been up to?
I've been good. I've been good. It was a fun week. I This was my binging the Oscars week.
Oh, okay,
We did our annual Oscars episode for Pipeline. So I've now
okay.
done
Nice.
which I can tell this is like our seamless transition into what we watched this week. So I guess we'll slowly get into that. But yeah, I've now seen 8.5 out of 10 of the best nominated movies
Okay.
of the year.
8.5.
8.5. Yeah, I'm about 40 minutes into sentimental value, so I'm
Okay.
putting that at like a half. How many have you seen up until this point, by the way? I
So
know you went through a few.
let's pull up the letterbox real quick. Just so I can
Letterboxd.
remember what I've seen myself.
I need a little like intro that's like what we watched this week with
Yeah.
like a nice little jingle.
Can we get sponsored by Letterbox, please? Thank you.
Oh,
That would be
I would
amazing.
sponsor the hell out of Letterbox.
That would be amazing.
Or even
Um,
Serialized. Dog, if Serialized would sponsor me,
oh, you
holy
gotta send me
shit.
the link for that. If you do you have like a
Oh,
referral link or something that you can send me?
dude, I sponsor the hell out of that. Like I post my list all the time
Yeah.
and the people are like, what is this from? Like what app is this?
Well,
I'm like, let
I
me
keep
hook
seeing that,
you
and I'm
up.
like, oh yeah, I need to get on that.
So good. Sponsor
Yeah.
me, please.
Yes. All the companies sponsor us. So I've seen Begonia, I've seen Frankenstein, I've seen One Battle After Another.
Okay.
Those are the three that I've seen.
Okay.
Still need to watch Sinners. Still need to
You
watch
have
F1.
to.
Like those are the two left that I still really want to see.
Okay.
And then how long do I have? Oscars or when?
March 15th.
Okay, so I
So
still got
you
like a week basically.
yeah.
So Sunday.
Yeah, it's next weekend, I think. Yeah.
It's this coming Sunday. Okay.
Yes, okay. Yeah, let's look at my thing. Like previously before I had really went on my journey, I had done Sinners, I had done Frankenstein, and I had done Marty Supreme. Like those were the
Okay.
three.
Oh yeah, Marty Supreme. Duh. I completely forgot about that one too. So I got to
Um,
see that one.
and then yeah, what was this week? I started with F1. F1 I actually had started back in December when I
Oh
was
wow.
trying to get through a lot of the like big movies of the year before the end of the year. I didn't finish it. I had to go back. F1's fun. F1 is really really fun.
Nice.
It's the most like it's my least favorite of the 10, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
just because it's the most like
like
it's a
just
fun movie.
movie. It's just like a
It's
movie.
just a movie. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's the most like it's probably the most like enjoyable, but it's also
Okay.
like the least impressive. It's like, oh
Okay.
yeah, it's a race movie with Brad Pitt. And he does a great job, but it's
Yeah.
kind of just a movie. And then I did Train Dreams a day later.
Okay.
Um Train Dream is not for the it's slow. Like
Yeah.
Train Dreams is really, really slow.
What's
And
it
I think if
about?
you
Like half of these, I'm not even sure. Like if you asked me what the premise was, I couldn't even tell you.
Um, Train Dreams is kind of hard to get into without just like absolutely spoiling the movie. But
Okay.
it's about a man and his wife, and he has to go work and cut down trees and do stuff while his wife and daughter are at home, and he struggles with should I stay with my family or should I
Hmm.
bring an income and be successful and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
there's a twist that happens. There's a big thing that happens, but you can't. But that's the whole press of the movie, so I can't really
Okay.
say
Okay.
it without spoiling it.
So movie that starts off as like it seems like it's a normal movie, but there's actually a lot more going
It's
on under the hood.
it's really really slow, but I enjoyed its slowness, and I feel
Okay.
like a lot of
Okay.
people wouldn't like. I've heard people say it's their least favorite. I'm like, I understand completely, but I
Okay.
enjoyed it. One battle after another. I watched the
Yes.
sixth. That was really fun. I enjoy that. I think it's one of the better ones on the list,
Yeah.
and like I kind of hate admitting it because like it's like it in a
Right now,
similar
that's my number
like
one.
yeah. It's the like, well, of course it's good. Like everyone told
Yeah.
me it was the greatest, and it was
Yeah.
pretty damn great.
I mean,
Uh,
it's a DiCaprio movie. Like
yeah,
it's gonna be good. You know.
he killed it. He did
Yeah.
fantastic. Begonia, the one that you
Hmm.
didn't like very much.
No, I
I
didn't.
freaking loved it. I
Really.
loved Begonia. That is my type of movie. I
Okay.
loved
Okay.
like Shutter Island and Birdman and When the TV Glowed. Like I love movies where you don't know if your protagonist is a reliable narrator. I
Mm.
love that like Emma Stone is a character where it's like I want to believe you. I think I believe you, but I don't.
Yeah.
Um, I don't love the
Well, I mean,
ending.
it
Okay,
did its job. It kept you guessing the
I
whole
loved it.
time. Like I couldn't pinpoint what was
Yeah,
actually going on until the very end. So
I think the ending's a little messy in my opinion. And I like the reveal, but I think it could have been done a lot better in my opinion. But
it was like a little fast. Like it felt like it was like
yeah,
building. Oh, we got to wrap this thing up right now.
yeah, like it felt like someone told them to go home early.
Yeah.
which is funny because that's a big plot point in the movie. But like,
Yeah.
it felt like, oh, we're at the end point now. We have to end it, and I would have liked an
Yeah.
extra like 5 minutes or so. Um, and then I did Hamnet,
Okay.
which was also
Oh, I do
pretty
want to
good.
watch that one. I do want to watch
Hamnet's
that one.
good.
I've heard good things from that about
I'm
that
not a
one.
like I don't I'm not a huge period piece fan. I'm also not a big Shakespeare fan either.
Okay.
But its performances are really good. Has
Okay.
really good
Nice.
performances. It's a great character piece. It's a great setup piece. It's great on that regard. And yeah, you can hear me talk more about that on Thursday when this week's pipeline comes out. So that's your little
Nice.
tease for that.
Nice.
I have some other things I want to talk about that I watched this week, but I want to hear from you first. What are some of the
Okay.
things you watched this week?
Okay, so I guess not necessarily this week, but
This week or last week.
This week
Yeah.
and last week. So, we talked about this a little bit on Twitter. Scream. I finished my whole Scream watch, and I have my
Even 7?
ranking. Not 7. I have not seen 7 yet. You haven't seen 7 yet either, have you?
No.
Okay, so I know a little bit about 7, but like I haven't seen it yet,
Yeah.
so I can't make up my decision. It's not on my list, of course, since I haven't seen it. But my plan was to catch up before 7 came out so I could see it. I haven't had a chance to go see it yet. I want to try to go see it with my brother. Schedules just haven't aligned, so I haven't had the chance to go see it yet. But I feel like I'm like, these movies have been sitting here basically my entire life. What have I been doing? Why have I not seen these? And I think it's because I had this idea of what a horror movie was. And these aren't like, they're kind of horror movies, but I guess you would categorize them more as like slasher, thriller, drama, comedy, sort of, So I actually really enjoyed them. I had a lot of fun with the movies. I still think the first one is the best. That's still my number one. And I think as the series progressed, it became more and more the type of movie that they were making fun of originally. Right? Is like, I feel like a lot of these later Scream movies feel like Scary Movie. You know what I mean? Is like it feels like it became a parody of itself in a lot of ways, and I think that was my biggest issue with the two most recent films, is that they again fell into all of the traps of what they were making fun of initially, but they were very serious about what they did. Like, they thought that they were doing the right thing with those movies as far as like trying to make them a little bit more serious, a little bit more dark and that sort of thing. But like it just wasn't, it didn't capture the same, I guess, like the charm of the original few. Like I think, 1 through 4 are really good. I found elements that I did really like in 5 and 6, but it just wasn't as insane as I thought it was going to be. Like, I know that you kind of talked very highly of the
They're my
newer
favorites.
the
Yeah.
newer ones, and I went into them wanting to love them, and like, again, they looked great. I thought, good mysteries, good cast, and everything like that, but it just, again, didn't really hit as much as the initial few did for me. So
That's interesting, and I'd be curious how I felt if I watched them on level playing field, because like I said a couple weeks ago.
Well, and I watched them all back to back to back.
That's
There was no gap in between. It's not like I hadn't seen them for years and then, the new ones came out and they're great.
I think, like, I binged the first 4. I have no attachment to the first 4, and then I watched 5 in theaters with a friend. And I think 5 is flawed in some areas, but I think it's really fun. I think 6 is easily my favorite, though. I think 6 kind of blows the other out of the water for me.
Yes,
again,
I think 6 is better than 5 for sure.
I think 6 is just good. I just think it's a good movie.
Yeah. I think I would have liked them.
Like 1 and 2 are also up there, so like maybe I should rewatch them again, and maybe I might
maybe with like that added context. Like now, I kind of want to rewatch all of them again, because now you have so much extra context of like stuff that happened in the background that obviously they were developing the story as the movies were progressing. Like, I don't think a lot of this stuff was planned from day one. Obviously, I'm sure that they planned on the movie just being a one and done, and it's popular, let's make a second one, or maybe they planned it out initially as a trilogy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and like certain things are still coming back. Like they planted a little seed that wasn't really supposed to be, but everybody kind of latched onto it and Scream 2 with having Matthew Lillard play a background character, and it seems like that plays a little bit of a role in 7. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And did you see a lot of the canceled ideas for what 7 was going to be?
I've
And
seen some. Yeah.
that actually really excited me. Like I now wish, like, I'm a fan of the nostalgia stuff. I think I'm still gonna actually like 7 more than most people, just
Hmm.
from what I've heard about it. Um, but I also would have
Yeah.
loved to see the alternate timeline where your protagonist is your killer.
It would have been such a
That would have been. I mean,
incredible.
it's like the natural progression of the series. Like that it just makes
So
sense.
awesome.
Yeah,
I think 7 could have been one of the best, like better
yeah,
movies. Like I think if they executed it right, I think it could have
yeah.
been really, really cool. I don't want to harp on it again. I know I've harped on it a couple times. My dislike of what has happened behind the scenes
Yeah,
with this movie.
yeah,
I don't need to go into it again. You guys know
right.
it already. I have no plans on seeing it in cinemas. Maybe when it drops, I might just be like, all right, let's see how it did or whatever. But I'm not trying. And again, I'm not putting that on anyone else. Like you guys can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't really think boycotting works 99% of the time. So do what you want. It's making insane amounts of money. Like it's
yeah. It's actually like their most.
150
I think it's like the
million,
most popular like
which
release, even though it's being like critically received terribly.
yeah,
But I think it's like
is
the
I don't.
lowest critic rating, but like the highest box office.
Which I just don't love. Just like even if people like, I don't want to. Again, I'm not putting that on anyone, but it was such a like anti-art way they went about making this movie where it's like, oh shit, our shit is falling apart, now we have to, let's get them back in and this back in, and then like
Yeah,
everything was a result of like them panicking behind the scenes and them throwing money. Like to me, that's not art. That was like, oh, we're going to get rid of what people like, what our creatives were doing, and now it's like nostalgia and things come up. I don't know. Again, I think if it was a more natural return for everything,
right.
like I stated when that happened, if they had done 7 first, like it was supposed to, end out that trilogy, and then do like
And
an
then they
8th
did it.
final movie with all the characters coming back, and it's like their Avengers Endgame of Scream.
Yeah,
I think that would have been cool.
yeah,
But let me let's check on these comments. People have been
yeah,
commenting.
yeah.
Haven't said hi to anyone yet, so let's see. Me and Darren got haircuts and clean shave. Nice. Yes. Taj also got a haircut today.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're
I guess
all.
I gotta join the haircut crew. My hair's getting a little long again already.
He's crazy. I think that's in result of you playing it 4 times or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly.
Hello, Cameron. Hello, hello. Everyone saying hi. Hello, stranger. What's going on?
Hello.
It seems like a majority of people that watched the TV series didn't like the movies, but like the TV show, which is interesting. I assume you're talking about Ted, if I'm not mistaken. I'm kind of in that camp a little bit, which we'll talk about it when
I
we get there.
mean,
But
well, you didn't
I
see
like it.
you didn't see the end. You didn't see the final episode, or did you? Did you see all of it?
I finished it all.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yeah.
It.
So literally, I think it's hilarious that the finale makes
Yeah.
fun of the movies.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So we'll leave that there, and we'll talk about it more when we get to it. But
I enjoy them, but I like the show a lot more, in my opinion. Taz, did you see that the Ubisoft are officially announced that they are making Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake last week?
Yeah, they officially announced it. Black Flag resynced. I have the post saved if I can find it. I gotta scroll through all of my Resident Evil saved stuff first to get to it. Let's do this. Let's share screen. There we go. Just a post from the official Assassin's Creed Twitter, just with your emojis, the eye emoji, the time emoji, pirate flag, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, resynced. You got your logo, you got some concept art. From what we know, they're changing quite a bit about from the original game as far as like the removal of the modern day. There's apparently they're gonna add some of the RPG elements, which I'm not a massive fan of. So hopefully it's not a big part of the game. Hopefully it's more so like progression and skill trees and stuff like that, and it doesn't replace the original combat system. I was not a big fan of the RPG style game, so that is Origins through Shadows right now. I'm very much so more a classic Assassin's Creed fan. If you saw as well, Assassin's Creed Unity just got a big update on current gen consoles to upgrade it to 60 FPS, and a lot of people are going back playing Unity again, and I love to see it. It's finally getting the love that it deserves. I know it had kind of a bad launch as far as it was buggy. It wasn't really ready, but it's a beautiful game. It is an amazing game, and I'm glad that again it's finally getting the love that it deserves. Black Flag is one of the best games in the series as well. I'm glad that it's getting its proper merits here with a proper remaster. I guess remake is really more so the way to put it here. So hopefully, honestly, tying it back to Resident Evil, hopefully Ubisoft does with the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake what they've done with Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes is just, pay homage to the original game, keep pretty much 99.9% of things the same, and just make, good quality of life improvements, and, hopefully make this like the definitive, take of the game now. And this is just, updated for current hardware and everything. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a
Hell
lot
yeah.
of fun. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Darren, I think you need to get into some of these Assassin's Creed games. I think you might like them. There's some mystical, magical elements in a lot of ways to them as well. So I think you might find it pretty fun. And also too, they did talk a little bit about the Netflix series that we're going to be getting some news on that sooner rather than later. So that'll be something else that we can cover here. So
Okay.
yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah, I've heard good things about Assassin's Creed. Too many games to play, not enough time. I just started Kingdom Hearts over the last couple weeks.
okay.
My audience knows this at this point. I had such a whole thing that I haven't even told you about yet, which maybe I can get into at a different time. Um, but yeah, no, Kingdom Hearts is fun. Also very hard. I've now been faced with the reality once again that like, I'm actually really, really bad at gaming. Actually, like really, really bad at gaming. So getting over that hurdle is
Well,
always...
here, play Resident Evil, and it'll force you to get good at games.
Well, yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Let's speed run through some of these comments, and then we're going to try and get through some news.
Yeah.
There's so I was trying to go through the news the last couple weeks. So much has happened. A massive buyout has happened. I already talked about that.
Oh yeah.
Trailers have happened. So guys, just
Yes.
kind of like comment on the things you guys want us to talk about in the news. I have some here I want to talk about. I have some Disney stuff I'm actually really, really, really excited to talk about.
Okay.
Hamlet is a great movie to watch if you want your soul crushed. It is. It's very sad.
Well, I saw I accidentally got the bad ending initially for Resident Evil 9, so I did get my soul crushed there for a second, until it told me you made the wrong choice, go back and do this again. So
Okay. Sometimes slop. 100%.
yeah.
We saw that quite a bit last year. Like Lilo and Stitch wasn't the greatest, and that got 1 billion. Minecraft nearly got 1 billion. I thought that movie was kind of horrible.
Yeah.
Scream 7 sounds like everything I'm scared Doomsday being.
Yeah.
To nostalgia pandering.
Yeah, there's some merit to that as well. There's certainly some merit to that.
Did Taz see the Lantern trailer? Quick thoughts. Okay, yes, we can talk about that. We can start with that.
Oh god. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I thought it was bad. Like I didn't like it at all. I thought it looked exactly how I thought it was going to look, which is that they're scared of actual Green Lantern lore. And I heard did you see that interview with the director, showrunner, creator, whatever, talking about it is like, oh, we didn't want to like use green because like green is lame or something. Like I don't.
I can't tell if that's a joke or not, though. I've been seeing
Yeah,
some people say that's like them fucking with the audience.
I don't know, but like when the I guess I guess general speak about it has been so like hush hush, and then you show something like this that kind of again feeds into all of the fears of like, oh, it's going to be too grounded. Oh, we're not going to get a ton of actual like Green Lantern lore and everything in here. Like, you get a couple little references of like, oh, all the other Green Lanterns are aliens, blah blah blah. Obviously not mentioning Guy Gardner either. So like, I don't know what's going on there. Um, I don't know. I didn't love it. It didn't do anything really for me. Um, Again, maybe I'll be surprised by the show itself, but it just kind of looked boring. It looked like another kind of Andor sort of thing to me. I don't know. Like sorry to throw yet another stray that way, but
I
like
mean,
it just
like that's the
didn't.
funny thing though. Like, if you described that to anyone else, it's like, holy shit! Wait, really? It looks like the best Star Wars show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Ronan, if you want to link, I don't know if you've seen any of these shows we're talking about, but if you want a link to talk about news, you're more than welcome. I was very conflicted by this trailer because I do think it looks great. I think it looks like a great show. But also, I think it's valid to be a little disappointed there's not more lanterns in my Lantern show.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
especially after what we got in Superman, where we finally got to see a Green Lantern doing Green Lantern things, and you have two Green Lanterns in this show that just look like they're, general like buddy cop investigation kind of thing. I could be even more nitpicky and say the colors look too muted. I feel like Green Lantern should be a lot more vibrant than this. I feel like the color palette should be closer to what we saw in Superman, or even what we're seeing with Supergirl. I think as well. But again, I'm willing to be surprised. I'm willing to hope that all they're showing us is stuff from the first episode, and then it gets crazy. But I have just that sneaking suspicion that they showed us not everything, but they showed us the entire season in one trailer
I
in a
don't
lot of
think so.
ways,
I don't.
and we don't get suit up or anything like that until the finale. Like I
I'm
think
going to
that
push back on
that's
that a little bit. I'm going to push
okay.
back a little bit on that a little bit because they
Okay.
are wearing the same clothes in every single shot. I think this trailer is episode 1.
Okay.
Now,
Okay. I hope so.
now
I hope so.
you could be right about everything else that we save everything to the end. I could see that as well, but I will push back. I do think this
Okay.
trailer is probably 1 or 2 episodes or whatever, unless they wear the same clothes in every episode. I just feel like that's usually pretty unlikely.
Yeah. Unless it takes place
Um,
over a very short amount of time. Maybe it's like
it's
a
like a pit style where it's like 1 day for the whole season or whatever.
yeah, it's like a day or a few days a week, something like that, and they're just like on the go the whole time.
Whatever, Ronan.
But
What's up, muchachos?
what's good?
We're talking about this lanterns.
Oh, this is amazing teaser for the show they told us they were gonna do. Which I was like, all right. I knew to set my expectations at the minimum, and you use a Bruce Springsteen song, you use Kyle Chandler, and he's got that very Hal Jordan vibe. I'm with it, man. But I get it. I know. What's weird is that like I was with it. And Canagraphs, even on my reaction, was like, I'm confused. Did you like it or not? And I was like, yeah, I liked it. But in an extent, I get why people are not into it. But 3 years ago when they announced this, I knew that we were not gonna get the full, immediate Silver Age space stuff. Like I knew that, so I was like, okay.
To me, this screams pre James Gunn to me, right? Like this is what I expected to get. This is what I expected to get before the whole like DC universe consolidation, right? Like this seems like kind of like what Titans season 1 was in a lot of ways, right? Is like you're using the characters, you're using certain storylines, but we're not like allowed to like fully delve into things. And again, I'm not sure what the behind the scenes is on it. I'm not sure what the ultimate plan is for it, but just from like looking at it surface level and taking in context clues from things that we've heard about the show and surrounding the show leading up to it, it just, again, it doesn't, this teaser doesn't do a whole lot to, quell my fears of what I thought the show was going to be going into it. It just further confirms what I had already suspected. And again, not to say that it's going to be a bad show, but I think it's going to be a good show. I think it's going to be a good HBO series. But from what I'm seeing right now, it doesn't look like a good Green Lantern story or a good Green Lantern show or a good representation of what the Green Lantern core is.
I'm not there yet. Like I said in my teaser, I'm like, you know what? I'm into this. I have with the lanterns, you can go a lot of ways for me. But I did say in my reaction, hey man, this teaser looks awesome. But come August, I could feel completely different stuff. Again, Darren's firsthand knows this. I was very mixed on Peacemaker. I was very mixed on Alien Earth. Like, there's a lot of stuff that initially is promised, and then I watch it, and I'm like, it wasn't there all the way for me. And it's fascinating that you say that whole pre-James Gunn thing, which I could see to an extent, but I also kept saying, who did I say it to? I think I said it to Phil, to Lance, and I think to Dave from Film Junkie, from Vodka Stream, that I'm like, hey man, now, regardless of people feel individually, when we go to it right now, no one can use the whole, like, it feels like James Gunn's fingers all over. It's like, no, that feels nothing like James Gunn.
Yeah.
I guess that you can use that as a positive. That is true.
And it's also going into the promise. They said, like, each thing will feel different on its own. They're like, for better, for worse, this is nothing that to do with James Gunn's vibe. And it's very, there is range with what they're doing. Like, this looks nothing like Supergirl. And from what we've seen of the set photos, either Supergirl or Lanterns look nothing like Clayface. Which I'm like, I think it's a positive. I think they're using all the flavors of DC.
Yeah. I do think they're just hiding shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's smart, if I'm being honest. Like, I said for a while that first trailer needed to sell the audience on the show.
It needed to wow you, but it didn't.
Yeah. Like, we talked about this last week, Ronan, where it's like, oh yeah, but they're saving it for the second or third trailer, and just wait. And I'm with that too, like, to a point. But also, that first trailer is easily the most important marketing push for anything you put out. Any movie,
needs to hook.
Any TV show, any brand. That
I get
first
that. Yeah.
trailer is what sells the product. People are not going to watch a second trailer if they're like, I don't care. Like, this first one didn't sell me. So
it's weird because, like, that what you said about, like, the hooking, to me, this hooked the dynamic between Hal and John, which I guess for me that was enough. I'm just like, oh man, it is literally Lethal Weapon, 48 Hours, Men in Black stuff right there. And I'm like, for me, that's good enough right now thus far. But I get that. Like, if I was a Benny Man in Vegas in July, they're gonna throw a couple money shots at us during Comic-Con and be like, see, there's lanterns and stuff.
I think I would have been much happier with just like one, like, really.
I get that.
Just like one shot of like him holding the ring and it glowing up a little bit. I think if you add that. I feel better because I do like this, like, small town mystery vibe. I think that allows you to do some really cool stuff. I kind of like the idea of, like, what this quote says here, that we have to, like, set a standard for this world first and then we can kind of build up. Like, I kind of like that idea. I like the idea of, like, introducing it here first, and then you could do, like, a Green Lanterns movie that is your very cosmic and very big and very bold, and there's wars and planets and stuff like that.
I like what our friend Jedi Mike did on, I think, his socials, where he was like, I rebuke, and he just broke down what his thoughts on teaser. And I was like, when people were complaining, like, what are they doing traveling in a minivan across America, the middle of, I was like, guys, and I get it, but I'm like, guys, one of the most infamous, like, famous, well-beloved stories of Green Lantern, it's him and Green Arrow on a road trip. And it was around the time when, like, the great Denny O'Neil and the Adams were trying to say stuff about, like, it was the most X-Men or most Marvel storyline they had done up to that point in DC. We're like, all right, let's talk about real topics with these two characters, and they're in polar opposites of point of views. But yeah, I do understand and get that point of view of, like, you got the big swings that are coming at the beginning, and then you fill in the rest with the second one. But
yeah, I definitely think, like, I do think there's a part of it that is just like, we've been so starved as like Lantern fans. Like
Yes.
there hasn't been. I guess they appeared in Superman. And that was cool enough, But I think like the biggest Green Lantern content we've gotten was from CW Stargirl, which such a small amount of people actually watched.
That
So
is
I do
that is true though. Like I completely forgot about that. Stargirl did Green Lanterns
really
very
cool
well.
Green Lantern too.
Very well.
Which they were trying to get a spinoff made of, which is crazy that the CW almost had two separate Green Arrow or like Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
Revolved. There was like a weird amount of like Lantern TV cancellations over the years, right?
Well, like Lantern adjacent stuff, and it's almost like DC ever since the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie has been afraid of using Green
They made it
Lanterns
taboo. Yeah, for some odd reason.
Well, they did a really good animated movie.
Yes.
The was that part of still the old multiverse, or was that Tomorrowverse?
Tomorrowverse had one, but I know people kind of hated that movie. So
yeah,
I think it's
I'm talking
before
about the
that.
one.
I could be wrong. Yeah.
the like Jon Stewart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of the Tomorrowverse, but I don't think most people liked that one.
I kind of liked that one. That one was I enjoyed that one.
I didn't watch it.
But
I can't speak on it.
they did make Hal Jordan a villain in that one though. So
Was Alan Scott the main Lantern they were tackling in Stargirl?
No, it was. Was it his daughter?
well Alan,
was it Alan Scott's daughter?
Kind of. I think it was. That was, what was her name? Like Jade or something.
Jade.
Like
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Like the whole thing of that show was like all of these iconic characters' children, basically.
Ah,
like,
okay, that tracks.
Generation down of all these characters.
Yeah.
But
all right, that's it for Lanterns. I feel like I've talked to Lanterns enough this week. I'm kind of Lanterns out at this point.
I hope it's good. That's my thing, right? Is I hope it's good. I'm not saying this to hate on it. I'm just saying just trying to say what the trailer made me feel, and that just I didn't feel what I wanted to feel when I saw the trailer.
Okay. No, I'm with you. I think it's going to at least be a good show. If we feel good about it or not, I think it's probably going to be like Daredevil season 1, right? I think a lot of people didn't like Daredevil season 1 because it was it didn't have those Daredevil things that I know a lot of fans wanted. But also,
I love season 1. Oh.
I don't give a shit because it's one of the best seasons of comic book TV.
Yeah. So it's funny when I first saw it. That's why I liked and still do like season 2 more than season 1 in a lot of ways, because I did feel like it was a slow burn. It did take arguably too long for us to get to full on Daredevil, but in retrospect, going back to it, season 1 did give us some of the best Daredevil stuff, even if we didn't have the traditional suit, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is why season 3 worked so well, is because he went back to that classic original look from season 1, and it hit so much harder, and then it made season 1 even stronger,
elevated
because of that. Yeah. So I will definitely say that was one of my, I guess, gripes with Daredevil season 1 initially, that then I backtracked on and said, oh no, I see the vision now. I understand why we did that. I understand why we took our time, and I liked that, and now I like that slow burn.
And I think that's what Lanterns will be. I think even if we're frustrated with Lanterns, I do think we'll exit it being like, okay, that show was good, because
we have to give
it was
it
made
time
for HBO. It was an HBO series.
That is true. That is true. We got to sit back, let them cook. Let them actually do what they intend on doing. Let the whole story play out, and then we can make a decision. If again we get through whatever it's going to be, 8 episodes, we don't see a Green Lantern suit until the last 15 minutes of episode 8. And they very sparingly use their powers, and we come up with that, reasons like, oh, the battery's not charged. Oh, the ring's not working for me. I'm not,
which is canon. It's part of the books.
It is, but if we do that for 75% of the season,
Oh yeah, that's.
there's
it'd be
gonna be
frustrating.
I'm gonna have some issues.
I'm gonna be like, it's a little
Apparently-
derivative, guys. Come on now.
I'm gonna give him
Apparently
like,
there's only one ring as well, which is
I'm gonna give him,
Like,
3.
if that's true, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed.
I'm gonna give them 3 episodes to hook me. If we don't get, some real good stuff in 3 episodes, I might start Andoring this. Like, I don't know.
You're with the worst person to be saying that too. That's
I
love you, Taz.
I know.
He said earlier, Ronan, that
I heard. Oh, I
that,
heard.
like, oh yeah, like I might be like an Andor. I was like, most people, that's the highest.
No,
praise
I
you could
know.
possibly give.
I almost commented, but Taz, rebellions are built on hope, and I was like, but like, I also, again, because you heard me, but like,
Yeah.
to me, if you want to know me, Andor, Mandalorian, those are my flavors. Which, again, look at this topic. Darren is going after my heart. Lantern and Star Wars, ha.
But here's the thing. Also, you can't take my opinion with very much credence because I don't like Andor, but I love the Acolyte and I love Gotham Knights. So do with that what you will.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will. I have I have very weird taste.
You made us put Andor on the same level as Titans in our tier list. And
Oh
that
my
is, like,
God.
that was. I was
Oh
looking
my
at that
God.
list and I was like, "What have we done? This is the craziest tier list."
Well, but
we've ever
you
done."
never finished Andor either, though, did you?
I didn't do season 2, but I thought season 1
Yeah.
was good.
Okay, there we go. See,
But
at
like,
least
I think
I've
it's good.
seen more of it than you
That's
have.
true. That's true.
Two's better.
I'm also not the Star Wars guy though either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, at least we can all agree that Skeleton Crew is top tier, S tier.
I love Skeleton Crew. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's A tier for me.
We're just going through the what I bookmarked the last couple of days.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt's son, right? That's who this is.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do they call him?
Juiced the
Stinky
Hutt.
in the movie? Whatever they call him?
Yeah. Oh, I would
I saw-
love for Ahsoka to just be like, "Wait, that's that's him now."
Stinky? Is that you? Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
this. I saw this image and I was like, why they make him hot? Why does he have fucking abs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally
Darren.
they were like, "Yo, what if we took the Incredible Hulk physique and put it on Jabba the Hutt?"
Yeah.
This
This
gonna
is
do
a deep
weird
cut,
things
like-
to online fandoms, I fear.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my thought too. I feel like he's gonna talk like normally. I think that would be hilarious. I feel like he's gonna talk very sophisticated. I think he's gonna have a British accent.
Well, isn't
Actually.
it? It's like Jeremy Allen White, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cousin.
Like, you don't cast him not to do his voice.
Yeah. Let's just say
That's
this.
the
I
bear.
may or may not have heard him already say a word. I'll leave it at that.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm very into it. But when this was first reported or I guess scooped
Yeah.
out, I was like, what?
that actually, I think he is the aspect of the film that I'm the most intrigued by. I think this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
And I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm with you, Tess, because growing up, I love the Hots. To me, it's to this day, and you know me, I love Andor, I love Mandalorian. To me, the
Yeah.
purest moment or sequence that it is Star Wars for me is
Yeah.
the sail barge escape in Return of the Jedi. When,
Yes.
when that shit goes down, I'm like, this is like doing drugs. This is like I was like, oh, I am in it. Like drinking the best
Yeah.
beer. It is awesome, and I think to me, it's him, and also the whole thing of hunting down ex-Imperials because that. It feels like what they kind of were gonna do with Rangers of the New Republic, but that got iced because of said stuff going down. But I'm very intrigued to see how they make it work. Because I also heard that Phil Tippett, the guy who does stop motion, is gonna be working on this movie, which my bet is it's probably gonna be during this sequence.
Okay. I wonder if we're gonna get some hints at what the storyline's gonna be in Maul, because Maul is all about the
Syndicates.
shady underworld and the crime syndicates and stuff like that. It would be hard pressed if we get through Maul without talking about the Hutt Syndicate. So
Yeah.
I wonder if we get a mention or a tease as far as maybe what he's doing around that time, and then obviously further explore that in Mandalorian and Grogu, and then I wonder if he ends up potentially being an ally for our or big like Avengers level movie, because again, you've got that tie to Ahsoka from the original Clone Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I think that it's a lot more intertwined, a lot more interconnected than we think.
And that's
You
the big
know?
hook that they gotta like accomplish. Like it's if they do make it intertwine, they
Yeah.
gotta make it in a way where like you don't, for those who haven't seen the shows, don't feel left out.
Right.
Like that's
Right. Well,
the busy part they have to deal with. Like this has to be connected if you're going down that path, but
yeah.
don't make it too confusing where I have to break down or I have to wait for a new for if Josh has to wait for a new Rockstar's video to be like explain
Yeah.
what does this mean.
Well, I mean, I think it might be pretty simple to connect it, right? Is
I think,
literally
yeah.
Rhoda sees Grogu, is like, oh, you got a little Force user there. And then, Mando's like, yeah, Ahsoka trained him. And then he's like, Ahsoka? Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Like
Yeah.
something like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just like something tongue in cheek there, like reference that, okay, the events of the Clone Wars movie happened and all of that. And, then we can, roll the dice from there.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to like baby feed as
No.
much.
Sure.
Like I think like I've been arguing this is a pivot, I'm sorry, but like I've been arguing that for Coulson for a long time in like the mainline MCU. Because like, there is a version of Coulson running around currently. And it's like, well, like how do you explain this to like the casual audience? And just be like, just have him say like it's a long story when people ask like why.
Sometimes you don't have to, and not to continue to. I think this is going to be my theme today. Not to continue to bring up Resident Evil 9, but they don't pull any punches in Requiem. Like if you don't know a lot of this like background lore from like very obscure things or like random spin-off games, like you're just kind of left out. It just like it just is. Like there's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff I don't get because I have, I've versed myself in as much lore as I possibly can, but I haven't played 30 plus Resident Evil games. Like I don't know everything.
I think as long as you kind of keep that out of the marketing, I think you're usually pretty okay. Like, you have things like Thunderbolts and the Marvels where you struggle with that, where it's like actively in the marketing, if you don't know who these characters are and what's going on, you're probably not going to watch the movie, right? Like Thunderbolts, I think did so poorly because it's like, I don't know US Agent, I don't know Black Widow's sister, I don't know Red Guardian, so they didn't go see the movie, and so like.
Well, but also Guardians of the Galaxy shows that they don't have to be known characters to work.
That's true.
You just have to build them up enough and make them likable.
But like I think like in Thunderbolt's case, like there was a feeling that like like you should know these characters, right? Where like Guardians,
there wasn't a lot of
as a brand new thing,
right?
Because
they did enough like world building.
Yeah,
right? Like Superman did so well because you didn't have to know anything going in. You could just go in and watch a brand new movie comparatively to like a lot of modern Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But even with Superman, we've discussed this in the past too. There are still elements that you have to know from Peacemaker, from canceled DC universes and things like that. Like
to get where that goes with the weight.
Yeah, like there's still a little bit. No matter what, there's always going to be some homework. There's always.
Did you guys read the article of this image for the magazine?
No. Is there anything?
So the only cool thing, and I've been very weird about this coverage of this magazine because a lot of the stuff they said, especially in terms of like where we're at with Lucasfilm and Star Wars movies, a lot of stuff I figured or we already knew. I could figure out on my own without having to make it an exclusive headline. But when they came to Rada the Hutt, they said like, what happens when you've been living under the shadow of your dad and you want to make a name for yourself? Okay. And I think Jon Favreau likened it to Adonis Creed, which I'm like, okay, I did see that. That's the way to go. And I like that you guys said all this stuff of reference and connectivity because if he does become an ally, he's still part of the underworld. Like, how does the New Republic handle making business with the underworld when they're trying to protect it from these Imperial remnants? And what happens when Rada finds out who killed his dad if he does not know? It's like, oh, she's still alive and she's running the defense for the New Republic. We have issues for that. And it's like, ooh, there's the richness there to go into character stuff.
Right.
You think we could give him his own project? Like what you said right there, I'm like, that's a movie. You just like described a movie plotline to me.
I could see
animated.
I think animated series just because of the fact that
He's not
the
marketable
CG.
enough.
Sure.
Well, no, it's the CG.
Yeah,
I'd say
characters.
animated or like a Tales, like maybe another
Sure.
like another Tales of the Underworld or like Tales of the Huts or something
Yeah.
like that. Like you get a little 3-episode mini
Okay.
series in the Clone Wars animation style. It's not going to cost a ton. You can use voice actors for our
For Leia.
our late late characters and everything like that. So I think that would work probably the best. And then again, have him show up in your Heir to the Empire movie.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we're gonna zoom through some of these. We don't have to talk about this one long. New Garfield, animated Garfield, like adult animated
Winston!
Garfield series.
Where's Chris Pratt?
My boy Winston. He's been booked and busy. Like what? He won that
yeah.
Emmy a couple years ago. I think it was an Emmy. And since then, yeah, he's booked Spider-Man. He's booked Garfield. Like he's been working well. He got that new girl podcast keep going
Winston,
as well.
Winston and Coach are just like thriving out here.
Love to see it. Any like massive Garfield fans here?
Passively,
but
very
yeah,
passively.
like not necessarily, but like you know, Garfield's cool. Cat who likes lasagna. That's fun.
I didn't love the new movie that had come out, but you know,
I didn't even see it.
I didn't see it either.
I only saw the what's his name? Fucking oh my gosh, Ghostbusters. Oh my gosh, Scrooge. Oh my god, what's his name? They did a movie back in
Bill
like the early
Murray.
2000s.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray one. That's the only one I've
Yeah.
seen with Jennifer
I
Love
see
Hewitt.
those were
Okay.
bad, but I kind of loved them as a kid.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah. I know what you're yeah.
Hoppers came out this week, and there was quite a few Pixar articles we have here.
Okay.
The biggest one, I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, Taz. I assume you probably have.
Okay.
We do know we're getting a third Monsters Inc. movie.
Oh no, I didn't. Wow, this is news to me.
That's the big one. They have
Okay.
announced 3 new separate projects this week, and it was like, okay, we got this one. We'll talk about those in a second. Oh, and also Monsters Inc. 2 or 3 or whatever you want to call it is in early development.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I'm hyped for. Like, I know there's the audience of like, stop making sequels, but also I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of okay with it. Like, it's not like this is their 5th movie. They did a prequel, and there's never officially been
an actual sequel. Yeah,
there was a TV show that was actually really, really good. And I kind of hope they keep it as canon because it's like a solid show. But I'm like, yeah, man, like get your bag. Like, you know, Pixar's been very, very open about like kind of needing these sequels to keep the studio alive where they can make their original movies. And I think the fact, like, just this announcement alone, like they announced 3 new movies. Guess which one people are talking about? This one. Of course, it's this one. Like that kind of proves the point of like, why are they making so many sequels? Well, that's why, because that's all we give a shit about.
I will say it's definitely for people, honestly, like me. Like I haven't seen a lot of the new Pixar stuff like at all, but I'll watch another Toy Story. I'll watch another Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
You know, like that stuff. You know, the movies that I grew up with when I was a kid, that appeals to me.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. I really like modern Pixar. I know some people kind of bitch about it where it's like, oh, it's not as good. But also Pixar had one of the greatest runs in like film history. Like the late 90s, early 2000s is I think the greatest film run of all time. Of like Toy Story 1, 2, WALL-E, Monsters Inc., like Finding Nemo. Like that is one of the greatest film runs of all time in my opinion.
Here's my pitch for a Pixar movie. They need to do a movie that actually confirms the Pixar theory. I think that would be incredible.
Oh, that's
they just need to go. It's a $1 billion. It's a $2 billion movie. They just need to go all in. It's a Pixar Avengers style movie where they just put everything into one movie, confirm the Pixar theory, drop the mic, say come to Disney World, and that's it.
Yeah,
like that's.
But like, which one do you go with? Because there
are
there
Kingdom Hearts.
There are multiple versions of what people count as.
There are multiple versions of the Pixar theory. I mean, the Pixar theory that I always go with is like the original one, like the Super Carlin Brothers. Yep.
Yeah, where it's like Boo is the witch from Brave.
Yeah.
And it's a large circle, like by and large and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes, and like ties in a wall. Like, dude, I remember when I first stumbled on that video. Like, my brother and I found it, and we were like, it was like one of those like where you have like a whiteboard with like all the different like the theories and like the strings like, attached to everything. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I felt like we had like cracked some like
Cracked the
secret
code.
code. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. Like this
Like,
has got to be it.
Like I'm with you. That'd be sick as hell. But I also think the fun of the Pixar theory is that like we get to kind of create our own versions with it. Like
Yeah.
like Super Carlin Brothers puts a new video every Pixar movie tying the new movies.
Right. How
to
does
their
this
already
movie fit in the
theory.
Pixar theory? Yeah.
So like I kind of don't want anything because I'm like, okay, I think it's more fun for the fans just to kind of have their fun with it and keep it as kind of like, you know, obtuse as possible.
Yeah.
They also announced 2 new Pixar movies. One titled, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Onya Ghost Market, a film inspired by Asian myths about supernatural bazaars where the living and dead interact. Don't have much about this one. Just kind of, I was like, oh, it kind of gives me Coco vibes a little bit.
I was about to say, it sounds like something they've already done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I need to see more. Like, I can't judge it based on just that segment alone. Like, I could say the same thing about like Wall-E and like Elio being like, well, they're both space movies, so they're this, so just need more. And then also they're making the studio's first ever musical film, which is very cool, directed by the Turning Red director, which I'm kind of a big defender of Turning Red. It's not my favorite Pixar movie, but people act like that movie killed their child just because they couldn't like relate to the movie, which is such a stupid thing, being like, well, I'm not a teenage girl, so I can't like relate to periods and stuff. It's like, yeah, but you can relate to a rat and a car and a toy and a a green alien. Like, that's always been the stupidest critique to me.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. I love a good Disney musical. I know people are like, well, like, wasn't Coco a musical? It's like, not technically. It's close. It's really close, but not technically a musical.
Yeah, what's the criteria to call something a musical? Like, to be a serial killer, you need to like kill 3 people or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I
I think the thing is, like, you have to be like singing out of universe is the idea. Like, you can't like sing in universe and it be a musical. Like, they sit down part of the plot, they are singing, and that is the plot. I think you kind of have to like.
Okay, I see.
Singing is kind of
the singing is
to each other. Is the movie?
Yeah,
it's the movie.
The singing is the story is being told through song.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Coco, it's
like you just like break down into spontaneous song and dance, and then go back to life like nothing happened.
I think that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
I think there might be a little bit more to it, but that's from my non-brain. So yeah, these are all the Pixar sequels that are currently.
Oh right, I forgot Incredibles 3 too.
Dude.
Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, Coco 2, and Monsters Inc. 3.
I feel like a grandpa. Not the sense like, oh man, I've been born this long, but I'm just like, you know me, Darren. Like, I said goodbye to Toy Story after 3. I love Monsters Inc. 1. It's its own thing. I haven't seen the prequel, the prequel one yet. Incredibles, the first one is a defining movie. 2, I like parts of it, but man, it didn't get there all the way. And I mean, Coco, like that's my family right there. And so like I'm very like a little nervous of like them messing the boat, I think.
I've spoken on Incredibles 5. I'm very on board with what I've seen in the marketing. I think it's a very important story to tell right now, so I'm okay with that one. I personally need Incredibles 3 because I need them to redeem themselves after 2. I did not like 2. I've not been quiet about how I do not like 2. So I
would have liked to see a prequel for Incredibles.
Sure.
I think there's almost more story to tell in the first movie than.
Give me a TV show. I would take many spinoffs. I think like a TV show set in like the prequel era would be sick as hell. They were like,
did you ever do a deep dive into those like? Did you ever do a deep dive into those like the bonus features on the DVD where you hear like all the different superhero like interviews and stuff like that? Like, it's a messed up like they're just as bad as the boys. Honestly,
dark as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want me like a Frozone spinoff. Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
I want to see a short or a mini movie of like how Bob and Helen met, and be like, okay, how did that first like
a show set in that era would be so sick.
Oh, with that music.
I mean, you could even do like an anthology. Like each episode could be about a different hero or like team of heroes or
yeah,
that'd be sick. And then I already talked about Monsters Inc. 3. I have no issue with this, especially if it's good. I liked Monsters University quite a lot. Not as much as the first, obviously, but I like it a lot.
I did too.
Coco's the one where I'm very like, okay, all right,
You're like,
I
huh,
just I need to
DiCaprio might be
see.
onto something about not doing sequels.
I need to see footage. I need to see the plot first because I don't see the vision. That does not mean that there's no vision, right? Just because I don't see it yet, I need to just see what they give me first on paper. Like, give me a trailer, give me some marketing, give me something to latch onto first, and then I can be on board.
And that first movie put me through a lot, man. Like I'm telling you, like it was. You talk about how like they think that that movie might be like a musical. There are moments I did not expect to like casually start singing when stuff would happen, and then where like the characters go, it's just like okay, you know that people are gonna be very like with like microscopes going, okay, how is this gonna be different from the first one and potentially be better? So I don't know. I'm nervous, but we'll see.
We have this thing here. I haven't even really looked at this too much yet. I saw the post around though. Pixar scrapped. These are things that Pixar didn't make that were kind of in development for a while.
Okay.
Which I'll say it, man. A movie getting scrapped 3 years into development. I understand that happens all the time in the industry. That's totally normal. But like statements like that makes me think like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not in the film industry because just the concept of just like working on something for 3 years straight and then a studio being like, we're going in a different direction.
The film industry and the game industry too.
I don't think I could do it.
Gaming, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't do
like
it.
gaming might even be worse.
You
Like my condolences to as a Star Wars fans. My condolences to the 1313 crew because that's the
Yeah.
infamous one of like, wow, we were
Well-
that close to from what I had heard, a great game.
But I mean, think about all the games that come out and are dead on arrival. High Guard that just happened.
I couldn't do it.
Concord that
Yeah.
happened last year. Like these developers put out a game that they're proud of, and then the community tears it to shreds. They tear it to shreds so much that it lasts 2 months, and they're like, "Yep, we're pulling the plug." Like that
couldn't do
might,
it.
in a lot of ways, that's the almost worse
I'd
than
quit, I
having your product canceled. Like literally, you release it, and it's so bad that it's not even financially viable to keep it on life support. Like they're not even like, okay, we're not going to support it. It just is what it is. No, they literally shut the game down.
Man, like I remember when Cyberpunk came out and the hype for that game and how like when it came out, it had bugs and it was like there was a lot of issues with it and how thankfully either it was the DLC first or the anime that like helped the franchise keep going and like I was like, all right, we'll stick with it, but like
Yeah.
don't do that again because people were waiting years.
It's very rare. Like I can think of 3 instances, right? Cyberpunk, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the newer one. That again, bad launch that it got revived and it had a very healthy life afterwards. And Rainbow Six Siege as well. Very poor reception on launch, and then it had a resurgence and it was huge ever since. Now it's kind of trickled down a little bit. But again, one of those games that had a just huge resurgence out of nowhere almost.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, two cancel things. The first one was, do we have a title for this one? Title was BFIR, which I think is like the two halves of like best friends. It's like the like necklace that combine. So it would have been best of friend or whatever. Kind of a weird title. I probably would have changed that once it got into like development or whatever. But
the title is Be For Real.
yeah, like I think that's probably not great for like just marketing reasons. Probably would have been tough. But the film followed two girl best friends who go through a platonic breakup, which I actually kind of think is a cool concept and probably healthy for kids to see a movie about like how to like move on from being friends and like friend breakups is actually kind of a cool idea. That would have been that actually sounds cool to me. And then one of the girls had connections with a fantastical character who was described as a Sailor Moon-esque. Okay, all right,
Interesting.
That sounds cool.
That speaks to my childhood.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it. It's kind of sad it's canceled, but the boys' dates came out this week. Both of you are not into the boys, right?
No,
I don't want to say I'm not into it. I just started it and never finished.
Haven't seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first episode, I think, and like I got enough trouble with Invincible. I'm like, I'll get to this later on.
That's fair. I do appreciate them finally getting away from the 3-episode launch episodes. Those were, by God, a pain in the ass to talk about for this. To be like, oh yeah, here's 3 episodes of a new show all at once, and having to like cover it all in like one episode, along with sometimes other shows too.
Invincible's doing that. It's like, God damn it.
Why?
I
Especially
don't
when you
know.
have an 8-episode season, dropping 3 at months should be criminal in my
I
opinion.
don't know. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I don't know. But at least they learned to write in time for the show to end, but it is what it is. And then I think, yeah, oh, there's one down there I also want to talk about. We had a new Mario trailer. Are either of you, I know Taz, you said you're not like the biggest Mario guy. Ronan, are you a Mario guy at all?
It's weird. I'm a Mario fan, but I haven't even seen the first film yet. Like, and the only reason why I would even contemplate watching this one is because of Brie Larson. I was like, all right. And I know she's a huge Nintendo fan. And so that makes me be like, oh, okay, I'm happy for her that she's doing this. But a friend of ours said they got misty-eyed watching this. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay.
I wasn't going to watch this until a couple of our friends were like, yo, you have to watch this. I was like, okay, we're going to check this out. I love Mario. Like, Mario's my guy. Mario Galaxy is my favorite Mario game. I'm not good at it, but it's my favorite Mario game. I think I'm so fascinated at the decision to do that for the second movie in the Mario like cinematic universe they're building out. So we're gonna check this out. I heard there are bits of like other game franchises in here as well. Have either of you two watched this yet?
No, I didn't know there was another. I didn't know there was another trailer.
Okay, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna get this going. I'm very excited for this.
Another $1 billion movie.
There's a huge universe out there.
When you turn this up,
With a lot of galaxies.
Okay.
This is the one where Chris Pratt's Mario, right?
Yep.
Yep. Ooh, that's a cool shot. Are they just taking the entire kingdom? Like the entire castle? Holy shit. Oh my... Okay, I was scared for a second. I was like, did they just...
Can't unhear Chris Pratt.
I kind of like it, though. It kind of works for me.
It's hilarious, yeah.
I demand that you release my father.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
Sick. I didn't realize it was like a paintbrush the first time. Oh, Yoshi is already like this far into the movie. Okay, that's interesting. I thought he would have come in later, but that works.
My Koopas! Your king has returned!
Okay.
Long live the king!
The Bowser name shall be feared once more. Oh no!
Okay.
Everyone calm down.
Toad, pack our things.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, princess, you're going to regret that.
Oh, that's really cool shot. What the hell?
I thought it was Hello Kitty for a second.
There's some crazy shots in here. What the hell?
Yoshi's Island? What?
Yeah.
Woo! That's the poster. That's like the game poster. Are we gonna hear Donald's voice at least?
Hello, maggots.
Oh, they're back. Okay. I thought they would have showed off his voice a little bit. They announced today that that Donald Glover is going to be voicing Yoshi,
Awesome.
which
Yep.
is it's a choice. I honestly thought they were just going to do like a voice actor for him, or you know whatever. Like I really thought they were going to keep it pretty. I guess I should know. I think this is one of I think like Illumination especially. They're like, well, we have to have a big person play every single character or whatever. which, you know, especially based on that first movie announcement, it's like, of course you're going to get the biggest the biggest actors to play the biggest characters. It's interesting though, like, you know, it was rumored is a strong word. It was like there were some reports coming out they might do like a Yoshi spinoff down the line or whatever. So if that's true, it's like, yeah, you get someone kind of big to play Yoshi. So
Kind of big.
yeah,
He's
I
like-
mean, you know, it's not. You
That's
know,
kind of a bit. It's kind of a massive name. to get,
Donald
honestly.
Glover is big. I just mean, like, you know, comparatively to like a Chris Pratt or a Jack Black. You know, I do feel like there's like a slight level difference there, but no, yeah, massive, massive name to be tied to it. Any thoughts on this, or are you guys like, okay?
I mean, it looks
Seems
good.
fun.
Like it looks like Wreck-It Ralph.
A little
Honestly.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think
Yeah,
it's
no, it
gonna
looks good.
be-
I'll probably make another $1 billion. Honestly.
I think it's coming out at the perfect time. Like, I think it's far enough away from the big blockbusters of the year. You know what I mean? Like, it's-
coming out in April.
Michael comes out at the very, very, very end of April. It's like the last day of
Okay.
April. But they
Oh, yeah.
basically have April to themselves. Like, they basically have the whole month. There's
Yeah,
not a lot.
they'll hit $1 billion before then.
Like, Project Hail Mary comes out the end of March, so I guess it's those two for a couple weeks. But like,
You're not going to get a lot of overlap in that audience.
No,
like
Mario-
this is very much so. Parents are going to take their kids to go see this
Oh.
movie like 2 or 3 times.
it's going, yeah, it blows like the competitor out of the water. Plus, it being a sequel is like, okay, you have all the fans who love, or the kids who like love the first movie.
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, we have to go see the new Mario movie, who is now what, like 3 years older now. Like, it's,
Well, I was gonna say, I'm sure there are a lot of kids that saw this movie, never played a Mario game, have now played the games, and then now
Mhm.
are even more excited
Yeah.
to go and actually watch the sequel.
This is a good point. The biggest competition being Hoppers. That is true. But that will have been out, like 3 or 4 weeks by the time that happens. But again, I'm more concerned about Hoppers' longevity more than Mario's. Like, I think Hoppers needs to make all the money it's going to make before, but it's already blew past its budget, like in like opening weekend, so they're okay. I just love when an original Pixar movie can do well, and I hope it can continue. Like, I think it's the highest grossing original Pixar movie since Coco, which was over 10 years ago. So good on them. Okay, a couple more here, and then we'll move on to our shows. Anything insane? Okay, this is, I think, the last major one I want to talk about that I think I'm the only one that would give a shit about in any way, shape, or form. A live-action Tinkerbell series is in the works at Disney Plus. That's like that one work, or that one word kind of changes the conversation a little bit for me, because at first I thought it was a movie. I was like, a live-action movie, who cares? It's another live-action reboot, whatever. Still not a bad, I think, idea for like a live-action reboot in general. Like, okay, you know, this are like just organically feels more creatively involved than something like it's a live-action Lion King, right? Like, I think Tinkerbell allows itself. I think it being a TV show is really, really interesting to me, though, because this is being described as a drama series. It's going to, and you know, when I hear like a live-action Disney drama, I'm thinking like, okay, is this going to take some inspiration from like a Once Upon a Time, a series that I was really, really interested in? I think there is a potential in a show like this. I think there's a potential of like, okay, an entire world of like fairies and magic and different creatures and different things. Like, I think if done right, this show could be really cool, and they could do some really cool things with that world. I'm going to assume not, but like, did anyone else watch those like animated movies back in the day, like when those were coming out?
Not necessarily. Like, I know like a little bit, but like, again, not necessarily a character that I'm like super well versed in. You know?
Sure, no, for sure. It's,
I was
you know,
picky as a kid.
like what?
Again, like I was very picky as a kid for some odd reason. So like, yeah, I knew Peter Pan, but I never like got into it As all kids,
Sure.
other like I was like I saw Pocahontas and was into that more, or
Sure.
Tarzan or Hercules. So like,
Yeah,
but I agree. Like,
I watched Pinocchio a lot.
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be curious. Like I think I think Neverland as well as like a location is always very interesting. I don't know if we're going Neverland style. Like if we are, we got like mermaids and crocodiles and magic and like there's a lot of cool like things we could tie in there. Or if we just do Pixie Hollow, which is like what the movies did, which is like an entire universe filled with like fairies and magic and creatures and goblins and like I just like in my head I'm imagining the show in my head of like, oh wait, this could be cool. And now I'm almost afraid it's like not going to be what my brain has like imagined of how like this can be. But like you have some people like that did like Friday Night Lights, which is a very popular again it being titled like a drama as well as like the thing that I'm like, oh, okay, all right,
Huh.
maybe this could be something kind of cool. Like this is something that I'll definitely be keeping my eyes on. And it's stuff like this that I again potentially maybe it'll suck and I don't know, but like it's these kind of things that I want Disney to be doing more in their live action division, right? I like things like this that are like we're taking a character and we're doing something very uniquely interesting with the IP that we own instead of just being like, hey, it's a live action remake of a movie we made 20 years ago. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like when it's like Maleficent, where it's like, okay, we're telling a new story.
Like a new take on a classic
Yeah.
story or a classic character. Yeah.
Dude.
And it's
When you go ahead,
oh, go
Darren.
ahead, Run. Go ahead, it's fine.
When you added the whole thing on like a serious drama, I was like, someone took away Tinker's wings. Now she's got a motorcycle jacket and she's hunting down who took her wings. And I'm like, I kind of want to see at least the first episode of that. I'm like, see what the hell are they gonna do with Tinkerbell in a dramatic
Those
show?
listen, like those movies got like kind of crazy. Like there was a movie where like she gets like kidnapped by a human and the entire movie is her like trying to escape this like prison that she's been in and all this stuff like they there is a movie where she gets like kicked out of Pixie Hollow and she has to like put together a team to help her. There was a movie where she finds her long lost sister and it's like this like sister kind of like Romeo and Juliet thing, not like in like a romantic way but like in a I need to get my sister accepted and like there's some weird, they go kind of deep with like some of those movies. So I'm
Okay.
if it's anything like my love I had for like Once Upon a Time, like I think this is going to like itch my Once Upon a Time love that I've been missing for the last decade, if done right, of course.
Nice.
Oh, let me not show my DMs, that'd be smart. Anything else that came out this week that you guys, I know a lot had come out over the last two or three weeks. Anything else that you guys are like, I would like to talk about this?
Let me go through my bookmarks. I think everything I have in here is literally just Resident Evil stuff that nobody else but me cares about.
I don't really want to talk about it. We did have the Paramount stuff that happened over our week break.
Yeah.
Me and Ronan have
just
talked
like-
about that so fucking much at this point.
For weeks now.
Here. I won't say what it is until I pull it up here. Let's see what we all think about
Okay.
this. I forgot this came out and we haven't had a chance to talk about it. And boom.
Oh yes,
Boy.
Our first look at the God of War series
that was one of the big
has
ones
been
I forgot too.
kind of torn apart in a lot of ways.
May I say one of the
Yeah.
biggest overreactions I've seen in a minute.
Yes and no, right? So like, it doesn't look bad, but it does also just kind of it looks unfinished, and like like for a costume test, cool. I hope this isn't the final design.
It's not the greatest. Yeah, like
Yeah, like if this is what it is, cool. Like, but I also am like, Prime can do better than that.
Sure.
But again, I think it's a costume test. It sounds like they actually might be kind of taking some of that feedback into consideration. Like, kind of like what people said about, remember the original Sonic design? Everybody tore that
Yeah.
apart and then
Oh,
they fixed it and then it was great. So I think that there's maybe some editing that they can do, like CGI wise. I think he needs more of a beard. I think his paint needs to be a little bit better.
Yeah, a little
And like
darker,
I think
yeah.
I just think that he needs to look a little more, not alien is the way, but like I think he needs to look a little bit more godlike. You know, like he just looks like a dude with paint. Like a dude
Someone
with
likened
war
it to
paint.
like cosplay. Like, no, he's a god. Like not a
Yeah.
cosplayer.
Yeah, like I think Atreus is fine. Like he's
That's the
Atreus looks
shit
fine.
that's been pissing me off. Like there's been a lot of like fat shaming surrounding this kid and like
Like come on, it's a kid,
putting
whatever.
different
Like
that
is
kid, yeah.
yeah, he's a kid. Like he's fine. Like but
Yeah.
I think with Kratos here, I think we can do a little better.
A little.
Like, but also too, I don't know when this is supposed to take place. Like, is he going to like upgrade throughout the course of the
Sure.
season? That sort of
Yeah.
thing. So maybe there's like a lore reason why he doesn't look exactly like he does in the game.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good. Like I do actually like the colors. Like I like everything pops here for the most part. Except for Kratos. Like I think Kratos just
Yeah.
needs to like he needs a little bit more life. But other than that,
Okay, so like here's the other thing that is like confusing about this whole situation.
Yeah.
Is like, is it even real? Is kind of the controversy right now because like
Oh,
there
because
were
of its
some-
AI. Yeah.
yeah, there's been some detections it may be made by AI.
ooh,
The actor who's
interesting.
playing Kratos was like, like don't trust everything you see. But it's like, bro,
Yeah.
But this
Amazon
was
itself posted the
this was
post.
posted by official official
Prime
Prime,
Video.
So
official Prime
if-
Video.
if this is fake, whoever posted this is in big fucking trouble, and they haven't taken it down yet.
No.
To be fair, I have a feeling they're just probably trying to reach it, being like, "Oh, guys, that was the fake one. Now this is the real one."
Yeah, no, I
But-
think this is not gonna be the final design. I think they put this out thinking that it looked good, realized that people didn't love it, and they're like, "Ooh, let's backtrack a little bit."
I also just think it's a bad pose. Like I think there was probably better shots they could have used for the first one. Like he's bending over. It kind of makes his belly poke out just a little bit, which I think people are like, he's fat. He's not fat. It's just a
But-
weird shot. to
Yeah, I
choose
was
from,
like,
you
that's
know what
not
I mean?
even my issue. There is like, I just think, again, too, is I think this is a costume test. I don't think this is a production screenshot. I don't think they're
Mhm.
actually filming anything here, because if you look at it, it says
Yeah,
now in production.
sure.
You know,
Like,
like
they have
I
time
don't
to
think
change
that
it,
this.
yeah.
I think this is again like a costume test. This is probably the first time that they put the makeup and the costumes on, and they went on a set and were like, okay, let's take a picture and post it out there because we're gonna do some public filming and we want to get ahead of that kind of thing. I think that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also think that if this was the final design, it's not going to be the final design anymore.
Yeah. I think they
Um,
could like you referenced Sonic, and I think like that's probably the narrative they're going to go.
Yeah.
Even if it was on purpose, just be like, oh, we have listened to our fans. We have serviced you, and this is what he looks like now. Which honestly, I kind of think should maybe be the I don't know, like maybe a studio should like just start doing that. Maybe they should put out okay, here's 4 looks of what our potential next series is going to look like.
Well,
Pick which
but then
one
you
want
honestly,
us to
but
look
then you
like.
can't just be like, you can't like fan source
Like
all of that
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like at that point, then it's just like, okay, well then why don't we just do a fan made project at that point,
Sure.
right? Like
I think
as a studio-
sometimes, though, I don't know.
it's good to have fan input, 100%,
Yeah.
right? Because again, things like Sonic would never have been changed if people didn't have that
Sure.
input on it. But I do also think they do need to stick to their guns with certain things.
Yeah.
If it's generally received as like, this is not good, change it. But if it's like, a few people here and there, like, let's use the Tomb Raider reveal as an example, right?
Yeah.
That was not meant to be like final design. This is exactly what she's going to look like for the entire, like, this was just like, oh yeah, hey, you know Tomb Raider? Here, she's in like a classic looking suit. We're making the show now.
Yeah.
And that was also very clearly a costume test, not
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
picture from the show. So I think we just need to be patient on stuff like this. Judge it when it's in motion. If we see it in in the first trailer, and it doesn't
Yeah.
look great, cool. Speak up about it. Voice your opinions on this as well. Tell them that you don't like it as much, but be constructive with it. Tell them what
And-
you want to have changed. Like I said, I think the beard needs a little bit of work. I think the paint needs work, and I think that's about it. Like I think the paint needs to
Yeah.
look a little bit more lively, or like less like paint, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Right? He needs to look more, kind of more like Drax. in a
More
way.
mythical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm like, I don't disagree with that at all. I do think it's a little slightly weird. I definitely don't agree to the extent that the internet is like blowing it up. Like
yeah.
again, this is like
It's out of proportion. As
way
they do.
out of proportion. and
as
people are,
as
like,
we do here on the internet.
where people are going after this child actor, putting a bunch of these faces on him, and that just disgusts me. We are looping in Bella Ramsey into it, saying like, oh, they can't do a good meme. We are looping
Jesus.
in the like Sophie Turner thing, and there's just so like I'm just like. And like, no offense, because I know both of you guys are into video games, but like the video game community as a whole, I'm just so sick of. Like, they are just the most
Gatekeeping. Yeah. Like,
toxic and
Yeah.
misogynistic and racist and homophobic group of people I've ever met. And I know there are so many good ones out there, but I'm just like I think I made a post like that was like going after like a bunch of these. It was like Last of Us with like Bella Ramsey, this kid, Sophie Turner being like, oh, we just can't get good like adaptations. I'm like, maybe we should just stop making these if like this is how we're going to be reacting to every adaptation, no matter if it's good or not. Like it can be truly frustrating to me, which I think is why I've been so like defensive of this just a little bit, because I'm like, guys, it's not that bad. It's not.
Yeah.
It could be better, but it's not on the like level that it. I don't know.
people are
Yeah.
warranting it for it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
to me, again, if I had an epic, it was besides the unusual pose and whatnot, and like again, I haven't played the games, but I'm familiar with how visually they look. The kids' like haircut could be a little bit different, but again, it's not the be all end all. And
No.
I remember being like, no, I think Bella could do Ellie when there's a time jump and all that stuff. And there's just minute details that I'm like, oh, I would have preferred and would have liked this, but again, I'm not making the show. And as long as the show delivers, as long as it's story, as long as I care about these characters without knowing stuff about the game, then you did it. You honored the spirit of the games. Again, people forget that like more than anything that we want them to look the same way or wear the same costumes or the same height. As long as you get the spirit of the game, and if it's a game that's easy, like there's a story to be adapted, that's pretty simple. You don't have to like pick apart from each game
Yeah.
or revitalized version. You make it. It's like I don't know. To me, like you said, there was a lot of overreacting, and it was weird. People said the same thing about Tomb Raider. I was like, I like Sophie looks like '90s
Yeah.
Lara Croft
I
on
don't
those
get that
pinup
one at
comic
all.
book posters. Like it's
That was one of
It's
the weird
weird.
ones where I'm like, wait, what do we don't like again?
Yeah, that's
Like,
one of
it
those
looks
ones where
Tomb
people are
Raider.
just
I
like
don't know.
people just aren't going to be happy no matter what. Like
Yeah.
you can give them quote unquote exactly what they want and they'd still find a problem with it.
It's so
You
weird
know.
to like take Sophie Turner and be like, yeah, she's ugly. She doesn't look like. I'm like, what is the standard at that point? Like what is possibly the standard if we are calling Sophie Turner ugly?
At that point, then you just reply to these people and it's like, okay, dude, bro, on the internet, you
It's-
put on
yeah.
the costume. Let's see how
it's
you
the
look.
like South
come
Park
on.
meme of just like a 7-pound man in his basement with a microphone. Like it is like, again, I'm totally fine with like film criticism and stuff, but like there's a line that we have to. We just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, again, if you're gonna critique something like this, have constructive criticism. You know,
Yeah.
that's the moral of the story at the end of the day. Like if you're gonna critique something, tell us why in the
Sure. That's valid and not based on just like
yeah.
what men online find attractive and what they don't find attractive, which I think is what it kind of boils down to at the end of the day. Either like, hey, I don't find this thing hot, or like it's not the thing I know, and what I don't know is scary and different, and I don't like new things, kind of thing. But yeah, I think at this point we're probably gonna be moving on to the back half of our show. We have 2 shows to talk about: a season of TV and then 2 episodes of TV. Ronan, am I correct in saying that you haven't seen Ted and Shrinking? Would that be correct?
I've seen the Ted movies. I haven't seen the Ted
Okay.
show. People
Okay.
people tell me that Ted show's good. And Shrinking, that's one that like I heard people say it's so good, but I think I'm gonna have to be prepared to myself to like watch that show because of the stuff they deal with. And the notion that Harrison Ford is also knocking out of the ballpark makes me happy. But that's one that I'm like, okay, I'll eventually get to that, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I think you will really enjoy Shrinking if you ever get around to it, Ronan.
Yeah.
If for the only reason Harrison Ford being Harrison Ford for now 3 seasons straight is the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, just seeing him authentically be himself is so cool. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
And he's been on record saying like this is one of his favorite roles he's ever played, which is insane to hear when you're in Star Wars and Indiana Jones. You know what I mean?
Well, it's great to hear him say that because of the amount of times that you've heard him like dunk on. Like,
I know,
dunk on Han Solo and stuff like that, to like actually have him
yeah
excited about a role and a show and everything. Like, it's so nice. And in my mind, I was like, how did they convince him to do like just a random TV show, right? But it's so much more than just a TV show.
It's so good, yeah. Of course, Ronan, you are more than welcome to stay, but if you also want to bow out at this time, you are also more than welcome to. That is completely up to you.
Yeah, I'll probably head out because I might want to tackle this stuff down the line. But it was fun talking to y'all, boys.
Yeah,
great to have you, friend. Anything you want to shout out, Perlo?
Sure. Until the Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out, each week I'm gonna be dropping reactions as I'm rewatching the series, but Lance is joining me because he's watching it for the first time, and then we're almost done with season 1, and then we're gonna go into season 2 and add more people to it. And Invincible, Daredevil season 2, Born Again season 2, and then Maul Shadow Lord is around the corner. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, wish us all luck because these next month and a half to 2 months are going to make us lose our minds.
Oh my god.
Absolutely,
I'll talk to y'all later, boys. Take care, man.
All right, buddy.
Peace,
see ya.
man. Bye.
Enough of that guy. My goodness. Love Ronan. It's always a pleasure to chat with him.
Always fun.
One Piece season 2 comes out tomorrow. Is anyone besides me and Darren excited? I'm excited. You haven't done season 1,
I haven't seen it. No. Something I gotta get into. It's it's like it's one of those things. I know it's like an anime project and stuff like that. Again, I need to culture myself in some anime.
Yeah, well, like that one, because this is the live action adaptation.
Adaptation of it, yeah.
And I'll say, like, I've been trying to get caught up to where the show is in the anime. I'm never going to get caught up with the show, but like my goal is to just kind of like keep caught up on both as the anime kind of comes through and stuff.
Okay.
And I will say it is a very good adaptation. Like it is I think it's maybe one of the better adaptations I've seen because it keeps the exact energy of the original. And I think it adapts like just enough where it like cuts out the filler. It like I think modernizes some of the characters. Like there are some of the characters in the anime where it's like, oh, that doesn't age super well, right? And I think it modernizes them, not in a way that like ruins the character, but just kind of like updates them for the modern age. I think pretty well.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like if you don't want to watch like what is it 1,000 episodes of TV. In the anime, like I think it's a pretty cool like, hey, here's just like a sample size of like what the show is. Like it kind of cuts out a lot of the filler, so I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'll be watching tomorrow, but I'll be watching soon. I'm pretty excited. What is StreamYard doing? This is so weird. I went like we had 12 views in here, and a couple minutes ago it went down to 0 randomly.
Yeah,
like the view count went to 0, and now it's back up to 10. What is StreamYard doing?
And then if I look at it on the actual YouTube page, it says 9. So
okay, yeah, it's 9 now.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Wait, did I say something and everyone left, or did someone else go live?" And
here's what I've decided is I don't pay attention to that. That's a fake number that they're giving you in StreamYard, like the one on the one on YouTube is the real number. So don't even worry about that. Oh, before we continue, yeah, Jeffrey. So I started Dragon Ball with my brother a couple years ago. He got way ahead of me, and I just like never caught back up. And he'll like show me random stuff from time to time. But yeah, I do need to actually like hunker down, lock in, watch it. Maybe do one of those things where like, you know, you find a Reddit thread of like the required
Most
viewing
important.
episodes. Yeah. Because I do know with Dragon Ball Z, there's like, I know like literally they're like screaming for an episode. Like they're just like charging up or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, so there's certain stuff you can like kind of skip past. But
All right, let me know if you do. That would be an interesting series of
Oh, gosh.
episodes.
yeah.
Of just like, all right, let's watch the most important. I've seen like the first like batch of episodes of just the first one, like just Dragon
Okay.
Ball. I
Yeah.
got like my grandma got me that DVD set, which I think was probably like the first like 20 or so or
Okay.
whatever. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I just got a random DVD of just Dragon Ball, or no, it was Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, this is so different than what.
Last thing I remember from when I was watching it was Gohan was training with Piccolo, which I'm sure is so early, but that's it. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Gohan was training with Piccolo. I think Goku died. For,
Spoilers.
like the first of like a million times that Goku's gonna die. And like, yeah, that's what I remember.
Maybe someday we'll have to add it to the giant list of a billion
Yeah.
shows we will never watch
Yeah.
on the channel.
I actually think I watched more Dragon Ball Z when it was in Fortnite than I did outside of it.
Okay, here's a fun idea. Next time we
Yeah.
do a big ranking, let's rank all the shows we want to talk about on this show.
Yeah.
Like, the giant tier list of like 50 shows.
The shows
like,
that we've
okay.
not seen that we want to see. Yeah.
We have stated, hey, we're gonna do this thing on this show.
Yeah.
So many times, and it's just like, okay, you know,
Empty promises. Just
where's
empty
Breaking Bad? Where's Supernatural? Where's
Oh yeah,
you know,
right. I started Player Abyss and I've watched the first episode and I never continued.
Okay.
Oh, I did start my watch of the final season of Jessica Jones. I think I'm on episode like
Ooh,
2, 3 maybe.
okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay. I should get on that before season 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say my goal is to get that done before season 2 of Born Again.
What is my favorite Ben 10 series? Alien Force. Alien Force.
The
Yours
original.
Yours
for
would
me.
be classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Ben 10
Alien
classic.
Force is my goat though. That's also what I started with too though. So that
Yeah.
helps for sure.
Wait,
Like, those
was
first
it
2
you that
seasons-
sent me that video, or did my brother send it to me? There was
one?
a video that I saw. It was like Ben 10 never went by the actual Ben 10 name in the original series. Like people
No.
didn't refer to him as Ben 10 until Alien Force or something like that. I
Yeah.
think is what it was.
Yeah.
But in the original series, of
He never
course,
goes
Kevin,
as Ben 10,
right?
yeah.
But Kevin referred to himself as Kevin 11. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I got all your powers plus mine. I'm Kevin 11. Like, but
Yeah.
Ben never actually referred to himself as Ben 10. And the first inkling you get of that is Ben 10,000.
Yes,
In
that's
the
the
future.
thing. And then like in the pilot for Alien Force, you have someone be like, "Wait, you're Ben 10, Ben Tennyson?"
Yeah.
It's like, wait, how does he know that name? He never technically went by it officially.
Yeah.
And then like once his identity goes public, it's like, okay, everyone just calls
Yeah.
him Ben 10 as like a code
Yeah,
name
yeah.
or whatever. Supernatural deserves to be talked about in here. We've talked about it. We have talked about it. I thought about it the other day, and like, okay, obviously this would be terrible if it happened, and it should not
Yeah.
happen. But like, there's a part of me that kind of wishes we could have like, in a way where there's no consequences to anybody in the real world, where it's like another kind of COVID kind of situation where nothing's being made, and
Yeah.
we could just talk, like, have a year of watching all the old shows I want to talk about with you.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so much fun. Of just like, okay, Breaking Bad's on the schedule, and Avatar's on the schedule,
Yeah.
and Ben 10's on the schedule. Like, that'd be so much fun, I think.
No, and my brother loves Supernatural as well. He actually literally just got a Supernatural tattoo.
That's fun.
Like, yeah.
We need to
no, it's
have
really
like
cool.
a spot on the schedule year round where it's just like, maybe we'll have to set we'll have to set that in place once this this
Yeah,
craziness.
put a pin in that.
Yeah.
I want. So where is it streaming now? Because it's off of Netflix.
Where? Which one?
Supernatural.
Supernatural?
Yeah, where is it now?
I think it's going to Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, that means I'd have to watch it with ads.
that's
That's
true.
the one thing I hate about Prime.
I've seen. Here's the thing. I've
Dude,
seen
like
so
that's
much of
crazy.
it.
That's crazy to me, right? Like, so you pay for Amazon Prime, you get your 2-day shipping, you get access to Prime Video,
Yeah.
yet you still have to watch ads unless you want to fork over more cash.
There's more. Yeah.
Come on, Bezos, don't you have enough
There's
money?
weird with it too, though, because sometimes they don't do it. Like I'll go a whole day watching stuff without ads.
Yes,
And then
actually,
it'll be a
it would like
random
it glitched out. I remember there was one episode of Fallout I was watching with my dad, and like the ads just didn't play. And I was like, "What?" Like it would like stop for the commercial break,
Mhm.
but it just wouldn't play the ad, and it would just like skip into the next thing.
I'll say if we ever do Supernatural, I think it would have to be Dexter style, where
Yeah.
we do season by season. We could simply
Or
not.
we would have to like
weekly,
do chunks of seasons. We would. I mean, we might. I mean,
half a
there's 15
season a
of-
week or something.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, literally, here's the thing. If we really
month?
wanted to do it, I was gonna say we could do one season
One
a
a
month
month?
for 15 months. Like we would have over
a
a
year.
year
That's crazy.
of you know, stuff to watch or stuff to talk about, or maybe we could do like maybe 2 at a time, 3 at a time. But that'd be
I
a
don't
lot.
know.
But those are long seasons though. Those are 22,
I've-
23 episode seasons, right? No, 23, because that was
And
OG
I've done a lot
CW.
of them. I've
Yeah.
done 9 seasons of it, so I would be rewatching these seasons again.
Well, and also speaking of long shows that I still haven't watched, I need to watch Smallville eventually too. Yeah. Yeah. Things that
Someday.
it's just like it's so daunting, but also again it's stupid because I just watched I played 24 hours worth of Resident Evil in the last 4 days, right?
Yeah.
Like what is time management? What even is time?
Cameron, we cannot talk about the rookie. We can't do it. I cannot do the rookie.
I get my mom in here. She can talk about the rookie.
Maybe we'll do that next week just for shits and giggles. We'll just I will make a tier list of the most popular character like TV shows of all time, and we will rank them on the bias of which ones would be fun to talk about and which ones we
okay.
most interested in.
Okay,
That's
here,
a
Darren. I got an idea for you.
Okay.
One day, I got to convince my mom. You convince your mom. We have them both
Oh my
watch a
God,
show,
okay.
and they come on the show and they talk about the show, just like us.
Parents
And we just like
episode?
and we just sit back and just listen to their to their takes. I told my mom I had to get I wanted to get my mom on one of my Dexter videos, but she was like, "No, you're good. You're good."
I
That'd
don't
be
know if
hilarious.
We'd want that. I don't know if we'd want that.
I think it would be absolutely hilarious.
I think it would until it wouldn't. I think it would until it wouldn't. There's some takes sometimes it's like, okay, mom, all right. Okay, we simply have to get into these.
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
whole season to talk about today.
Yeah.
Let's do Ted first. Let's do Ted
Okay.
season 2. And now it's back to 3 views. StreamYard, what the hell are you doing? Ted season 2 dropped over the week. Thursday? Drop on Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. Ted Thursdays. I love season 1. I watched that back when it premiered back in 2023. And I thought it was,
It's been out that long. It's been out for that
23.
long.
It's been
Wow.
about 2 years, 2.5 years or so.
Okay.
Almost 3. Actually, 3 years. It's been August will be the 3-year mark, so 3.5,
Okay.
if you will. I loved it. Like I like when that show came out. I saw the clips online, and I said, "This is funny. Let me watch the movies for the first time." So I watched the movies and I binged the show, and I thought, "This is one of the funniest shows on TV." And so we have a new season. We kind of knew going in it was most likely going to be the final season. It was stated that the show was kind of just too expensive. We're getting the animated show later this year, which we'll probably talk about that as we kind of go through these episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
What's your kind of vibe on it? Like, I know you just binged it for the first time a couple weeks ago in
Yeah.
preparation for the season. Like, what's your vibe kind of looking at this season?
Yeah, so I mean, I had seen the Ted movies before I saw the series. Like, I saw the movies when they, not necessarily when they came out, but like after they had released and stuff like that. I think those were like, I don't think we rented them on Redbox or anything, but I like when they came out on the movie channels, right? We saw them. Obviously hilarious. Like that's just kind of, my dad's kind of humor. So like he watched the movies with us and everything like that. I thought they were very funny. Same with you when the show came out. I didn't really know that it was coming out, and I saw clips of it. And I was like, oh, this looks absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And I just, I would stumble on clips here and there and be like, oh, I gotta watch this. And then I never did. Oh, I gotta watch this, and I never did. And then
Yeah.
also I was like, oh, it's on Peacock. Okay, cool, whatever. I like I don't want to watch anything on Peacock other than like literally I've watched more Peacock in the last month than I have in the entire existence of the streaming service because Ted and the Olympics. Like that's it.
Sure.
But yeah, so I watched season 1 and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like this season is better than both of these movies. Like I was in the camp that even the creator is that the first movie is great, second movie is funny, but like could be better.
It's messy, yeah.
Yeah. But I thought season 1 was great. Like literally, this is just an R-rated sitcom that's also kind of a period piece as well.
Yeah.
But is also super self-aware, fourth wall breaking. Like it's just it's awesome. Like it's literally just Seth MacFarlane having fun. Like that just it's
yeah. It's such a shame. This is a weird statement to make, but it's almost a shame the show is a Ted show. Like I think it's almost a shame that the show is ending because of Ted, and Seth MacFarlane.
Right.
Because I kind of wish. I think I'd watch the show without Ted. Like I think it is such a perfect sitcom. I think it's such a well-made, well-put-together show. It's almost a shame to end the show because Ted is too expensive. And, like, there's a back of my... I think Ted adds a lot, and honestly, I wouldn't want it without it, but at the same time, I'm like, how can we work around this? Because you made such a well-crafted show, it's almost a shame to let it go by the wayside just because we can't afford this. And, like, my mind...
okay, that's my question, too. Like, what do you mean you can't afford it? Like...
I think there's ways around. I think we could find
right. Like, okay, so right. So let's think about it from this perspective, right? Like Seth MacFarlane, he's the guy. He created Family Guy, right? So how do you not like? I know I saw the budget like $8 to $10 million an episode. So that means it's like this was an $80 million season, which means that it is it's the budget of a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Could you not make a movie like this once every 2 to 3 years? Like, even if we have to wait some time to get another season. And like at that point too, I think a lot of people are in the same camp as well. I'm willing to wait a little bit of time. Let's just say, let's scratch the movies, forget the movies even happened, and let's start a new canon. With this cast. Let's like Mark Wahlberg's great and all.
That's
Mark
not
Wahlberg's
Mark Wahlberg.
I was gonna say Mark Wahlberg's also like he's also kind of a weird guy too. Like so I'm not partial to Mark Wahlberg in this universe, right? Like I'm here for the teddy bear. I'm here for the teddy bear, and now I'm here for this new cast. Which is so good. Like they did so, and they also too, budgetary reasons, they had the most insane episode I've ever seen in a sitcom before with the D&D episode. Maybe one of my favorite episodes of television of all time.
So good, yeah.
It is so good. I think even if you're not a fan of Ted, even if you've never seen this show, watch that episode and tell me, and as somebody that watches that episode, they would be like, oh, this show must have like 10, 12 seasons, right? Yeah. I don't know, dude. Like I don't know what can happen again, they're going to do the animated series and stuff like that. I've already seen people like hashtag save Ted and everything like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is certainly known that the fans love the show. I literally even saw somebody on Twitter that was like, cancel everything else on Peacock. I don't care. Nobody watches anything
No
there.
one
Rename it. Just call it the TED streaming service and just put all of your money into TED.
I think this might be it though, because I do agree with everything you just said, but also it's like, is Peacock getting the money back? Like, I think if this was like Amazon, right,
Yeah.
we might be looking at a different situation. Amazon has the money, they have the views. This is, I think, very easily Peacock's biggest show. I don't even know what else would even be in the competition.
Yeah. Well, also, is
Like-
Peacock still free? Like, because I remember when it first, like, I thought when it first came out, like, its claim to fame was it was like a free streaming service with ads. No?
It's like $11 a month.
Oh, okay. I guess it just comes with cable. Like my parents still have cable, so it just comes with
Sure.
it comes with your Xbox like Uno. Like it just
comes with
exists.
some things. I think if
Yeah.
you have like Walmart Plus or whatever, it comes with that and stuff like that. So
Okay,
it's
so
like,
there's ways to get into it without paying for
Mhm.
the service. Like
I had to
there's
get it
actually,
and then immediately cancel my.
I was gonna say there's actually very few streaming services we pay for because of like cable and like different deals and stuff like that. Like we're all in on that. Like it's very rare that we actually pay for a streaming service. But I guess I guess that makes sense. But I'd love to see the numbers, right? Like if people are talking so highly about it, like obviously as a company, you don't need to tell your audience what, like budgetarily that
Yeah.
it's not making enough money. Like, but like I'd love to see the breakdown there, right? How much did the show cost in total, right? Marketing, production, all of that. How much did it cost? How much money did the show make / lose for the company? And what can we do, right?
Twisted Metal's on Peacock as well, which I have not seen Twisted Metal or Bel Air.
Eh.
But I'd wager that this is probably more.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen way more talk about this than like some of the bigger streaming shows. Like I like all the like reaction channels are watching it for content.
Yeah.
Like it gets made into so much TikTok things, and like I think I'll be curious to see what the views are like after the week's over if they put any of those out, because I would not be shocked if they're like, okay, maybe let's try something else or let's attempt something else. Even if
almost
like
in a lot of ways, I kind of am almost banking on the animated series to fail so horribly that they're like, oh shoot, maybe we shouldn't have like given up on the live action show.
I don't know if it will fail. I don't know if it will fail just because it's like, I don't know. Look at Family Guy, who's been running for 25 years now or whatever, and American Dad, and like same people, same mind. I think it will do well.
Here's my okay. How about this? You're presented this deal. Let's say we can scrap the Mark Wahlberg animated series.
Yeah.
And we can bring back this cast, but the only way to do so is to make this show an animated series.
I thought about that too. I would much prefer.
Yeah, I would too. Like if that's the only way that we can continue it, okay. Would it hit as hard? Probably not.
No.
Honestly, like I think again the live action aspect of it, and that's kind of the
point.
The draw with Ted. That's kind of the point, right? That's the draw with Ted is like it's a a CGI, partially practical / CGI character. Like, did you see the the little behind the scenes stuff of like they got little Ted dummy and everything like that? Like it's done well. It's done very well.
It's like I think that's what works about Ted, is that he is a teddy bear in the real world. It's funny because there's that uncanny valley effect to it. It's just like, oh, this looks funny. He's interacting with the real world.
Right, but then also everybody just accepts it as, but everybody just accepts it too. It's like, oh yeah, that's the talking teddy bear. Cool.
Yeah,
like,
he's just like in a grocery store and he's like
people just know who Ted is.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so like, unless they make it like a different animation style to like show, oh yeah, he looks a little off because he's a teddy bear, I don't think it will hit the same. And it could be cool. I'm gonna check it out. I doubt we'll like do it for this show. I
mean, we maybe probably briefly just talk about just be like, yeah, was it good? Was it not?
Good, like if they can bring the same heart that they brought to this, then I might be on board. Like, because that's what it does it for me, and I think that's why this show is why I love it so much more than the movies, is because I think movies are funny, they're fun, they're live action
Yeah.
Family Guy for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's how this show balances the heart with the comedy. Within a scene, you could have me crying and laughing within 5 minutes of each other, and
Yeah.
how much I love these characters and stuff. And I think Ted, like the movies, struggled with that. Like sometimes they're just comedies, and they have their nice moments too, but especially that second one where it's like joke, 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 joke,
Yeah.
and that's the movie. And where like this one, it's like, hey, let's blend it well, and I think it works in that that TV show format, in that sitcom formula,
Yes.
very, very perfectly. They nailed something really special with this one. And I completely agree with Mark Wahlberg's version of Ted. I kind of wanted to split off into a different timeline, because I'm like,
Yeah.
I almost think the movies make these characters worse, because I feel like I feel kind of sadness at the end of the show, because I'm like, well, he can't have a super successful life, right? Like,
yeah, it's like, okay, so after all this, he just does this for the
fucking
next like
dick.
20 years.
Yeah,
You know, like
Johnny can't grow as a character, because he has to end up in the same place we know him, which is
he has to become he just has to become Mark Wahlberg.
This dickish, childish man-child who,
so basically what you're telling us is he learned absolutely nothing throughout the course of the whole show, and he's been stagnant from the day he graduated high school to the day we meet him in the first Ted movie. And the only thing that's changed is he got jacked. That's it.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe it's like, if that's the case and we have to stay in universe, maybe it is good that we are ending it now, because there isn't much of a chance for development and for growth. And we've seen a lot of that within these these 2 seasons. Like, he has grown as a character quite a lot, and like I want him to
all the characters have grown. Think about Maddie. Like, he's like, he's the same. Like, he's the same, but he's actually a lot different than he was when we first met him in season 1. Like,
I was thinking about this too. Like, make him a Muppet, like do it Muppet style. Would it look as good? No, because it looks incredible. But I wouldn't give a shit.
But I think in a way it might add even more charm to it. That hey, due to budgetary reasons, Ted's not CGI anymore, and like he's just a puppet. Or like, he's more stagnant. Like, maybe they do a hybrid, right? Like, maybe he's a puppet for a lot of the scenes, sitting down scenes and stuff like that, and then when they actually have to be moving around doing things, then they'll CGI him, so that he's like Savitar. It's like you got the practical suit and then the CGI suit.
You could also just technically use him a little less. Like, I know the show is called Ted, but there's a lot of these episodes that don't have anything to do with Ted at all. Like, they're more so the other characters on screen. So you can get away with like having shots where he's off screen a little bit, or he's not in as many focal point episodes. Where we
to your credit, like, we could literally have a show about these characters without Ted. Like, literally, we could make a whole season where it's like, oh, Ted went back to Hollywood for the summer.
I'd watch it. And
it's just the family.
And yeah, I think I would miss it though, because I do think Ted, in a weird way, kind of grounds the show, and I do think Seth MacFarlane does add a lot to the show. So I don't really want to call him out completely, because I do think he's really good, and I do think some of the funny moments do just come from Seth MacFarlane being an incredible comedian.
Yeah.
I know he got a lot of hate for a couple years there after Family Guy went off the rails and some movies didn't go his way, but like, he is genuinely really good. I think he has a really good grasp on comedy, and it almost makes me want to go. Like, I've never fully actually seen Family Guy. I've just seen it via clips for years, and I haven't liked it via the clips I've seen, but also I don't think I've ever actually given like prime Family Guy a real genuine shot. But also Orville is a show I know people really love. That's another show that I'm like, maybe we'll have to throw that on the roster at some point if we liked this that much or whatever. But yeah, no, like I think Puppet might be the way to do it, and then lessen screen time a little bit. I think you can. I think if they're desperate enough, I think they're too high and mighty to be like, okay, it's going to look slightly worse, but like, if it's doing well enough for Peacock, I could see them being like, hey, can we do this? Like, can we just, can we get back to this or
Yeah.
whatever?
Give him the HBO budget or the Prime budget. Like,
Yeah.
obviously it's because, what is it? NBC Peacock owns the rights to it, but it's almost like they're limited by the streaming service that they're on too.
Yeah. Blair is literally my favorite character. She's my favorite character.
Yeah, she's great.
I really like she. I think like organically she kind of has to be as well though, because like everyone else is a little bit of like, hey, these characters are kind of bad, and that's kind of the point a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, Johnny's the like least of it, but also like, yeah, he's an asshole sometimes, and yeah, they
which
do
is
the right
funny,
thing, and
which is ridiculous too, because again, like if he is the most sane of the insane, and Blair is like your actual like kind of almost like point of view, like normal, neutral, like she is Switzerland, right? Like she is like, your normal person on a scale of normal to Maddie, right? Like, I would say Johnny is like, on the lower end of that spectrum.
Sure.
But again, to then say, oh yeah, he grows up to then to be Mark Wahlberg, so that just means that he goes in the opposite direction.
He becomes more like Maddie than anything. I mean, he's not like.
Well, no, he becomes more like Ted.
That's true. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. And again, like, I think they could. I would actually not be shocked. Like, if the show went on more, if we got more, I could see them softly being like, don't worry about continuity too much, and like, don't worry about like not fully being like not probably fully Superman and Lois style, but just being like, just overlook it a little bit. Like, don't think about that they're the same that much or whatever. Yeah. We're going to go into like the individual episodes here in a minute, because I do want to talk about the episodes themselves. Yeah. But did the AI Bill Clinton bother you guys? Are you guys or do you think it was fine to use the AI? Okay, there's some weird stuff there. So okay. My brain was like skipping.
No, you're good. You're good.
I didn't notice until I saw it on Twitter. Like I saw it and I was like, oh, that's funny. It's it's Seth MacFarlane and makeup or whatever. I mean, I don't love its AI in a big TV show. Like, that's never a great thing. I think they were like, we just couldn't figure it out. I was like, okay, well, maybe it doesn't have to be Seth MacFarlane. Like, I know you wanted it to be Seth MacFarlane, but if it wasn't working for you, maybe just get someone who looks like Bill Clinton.
Just get an impersonator.
Yeah. Like, again, Seth MacFarlane does make the scene because he's really, really funny as that character, and he, it's a nice cameo, but also it's just like, sorry, I can't type. Oh no, you are good. It's just my brain was skipping for a second. But yeah, I mean, I'd prefer if it's not. I know, like, the argument is like, well, yeah, but like deepfake has been a thing for years. But...
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like they're just using. Well, so here's the thing, right? Is when Luke showed up in The Mandalorian, everybody was like, oh, you shouldn't have done CGI. You should have just deepfaked his face, like, and people literally did it online and made a quote unquote better looking version of it. And then now the TED series tried to go the practical route with makeup. They tried to go the CGI route and nothing looked good. And they were like, okay, last ditch effort. Let's use AI so that we can actually have the person that we want to portray the character. Yeah. And as long as, did it on the up and up, like, you're okay. Like, all the parties were okay with using AI to create this character. Like, I don't think there's an issue. Like, I thought it was literally one random throwaway scene. Like, it wasn't, it's not like it was used for an entire season or even an entire episode. It was literally one scene, and it was for a gag. That's,
I'd feel better if there was more safety rules input in just like the industry, right? Like, I think on paper I do agree with you where it's like, okay, on paper this is one of the rare situations where I'm kind of not mad about it, but this is, I think, one of the first big moments where, like, okay, this is a big use of it in a TV show in this way. Yeah. That more studios are going to be like, oh, let's do that for this. And it gets more and more and more and more. And so, well, like in theory, I don't disagree, but it's a very, very slippery slope that studios are actively trying to push that wall open and push past it. That's where I'm kind of like, I would rather they went with a different direction personally.
Well, And I think too the biggest thing that makes it okay is the fact that they use the AI to create the visual, but it was still a genuine performance by Seth MacFarlane, right?
Seth
Is
MacFarlane's,
he still did the acting portion of it? They didn't just create AI Bill Clinton, right? Like they used AI to make the face look correct,
yeah.
but everything else was done for real.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's in my mind, that's fine. They didn't just say create Bill Clinton
Sure.
for the TED series, enter, and
Yeah.
like just did it. So
Sure.
there was
I'm,
actually some real work that went into it. So it's not
I'm
like
less
you.
angry about it than I think I could be because of that. But again, still, I'm always
Yeah.
just very weary about like what does this do for the industry? How is this going to hurt? Because it's again, it's a slippery
Yeah.
slope, and like again, like I kind of felt the same with like Tron, where like Tron almost put an AI thing in their movie like as the villain and using AI, and on paper I was like, oh, that's actually a cool idea if there were guardrails in place, right? If this was like, okay, we are doing this for the aesthetic of it or whatever, but there's not. And like once you do it, you can't go backwards and be like, oh wait, it was just this one time for this scenario or whatever. But yeah, no, I thought the scene itself was really funny. I thought it was a very well done scene or whatever. But yeah, it's it kind of is what it is. But okay, I want to go through the episodes and stuff. I want to talk about the individual episodes, not super long each because I know we have another show we have to get through after this. But like, let's talk about these. Some of these, like I was watching these episodes, especially those first two, and I was like, oh dear God, how are we actually going to discuss these episodes?
Here,
and have a conversation about them.
Start talking about the episodes. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, go ahead. This is probably the hardest one to talk about, actually. This is the most like they kind of came in swinging. Actually, I'll read a comment while I wait for him. That works. They could literally remake the first two movies with the show cast because the actors are so close to being the age of the actors in the movies, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, like the actor who plays Johnny is like 27 years old or like 29 years old. Like he is a full-grown adult. That man is it's crazy that he's playing a character like 10 years younger than himself, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, like Claire's actor's up there as well, I think. But yeah, no, I just kind of care about these characters, and it would be nice if we can kind of just I don't know, keep telling stories with these characters would be really nice, I think. Okay, but like episode 1. So episode 1 was my least favorite episode. It might be on like a technical level, even though I really enjoyed every episode. But no, episode 1 was a very interesting, I think, kind of blast from the past kind of episode. And I think it tackles a storyline that was very fun and very goofy and very silly. But I think the show balances that level of like comedy / realism in a really interesting way. And I think on one half, it's like probably one of the most silly Looney Tunes-esque premises of an episode we've had. And then when you go over to like the Claire storyline with her dad, it's like, oh, holy shit, this is dark and this is serious. And I think it balances that like novelty in a really interesting way that I think the show kind of does best at. What did we think of like the main plot of this episode, guys? How did we feel? I was just talking about the first one about how drastic the two tones of the episode were, where it had such a like cartoony, crazy, oh my god, this is like ridiculous plot line, and then doing the drastic like Claire and her father storyline, which is so like not funny and like very serious. It's like, holy shit, like this is an interesting way to kind of like pair
juxtapose
them together,
there.
Yeah. What did you think of the first episode?
Well, no, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good again, it's like random silly like John and Ted side plot. And then you've got obviously like kind of the main like actual kind of like hard hitting, make you think about it plot going on too, and I think that that's why this show works so well.
100%.
Right? Because if it was all one or all the other, it would either be seen as just silly, goofy show with no consequences, or you could almost make it like almost too real of a show in a lot of ways. You know,
they balance it very interestingly. Sometimes it doesn't fully work, but like so many scenes where it's like you have this like really deep and emotional and whatever scene or whatever, and then it's just you just have Ted being like, so like how would you sleep with a friend's thing, Johnny? It's like holy shit, and like it does kind of allow you to like take a breath like in between things. I think this episode, I think this is like technically my least favorite episode of the season, in a season that has like all the episodes I really, really fucked with and I thought were really, really good. But like this episode might have my favorite scene of the season. I think describes that perfectly, where it ends with Claire having the whole thing with her dad, which what an unlikable douchebag. What a like I didn't think it was possible to make a dad more unlikable than Maddie. And they made Maddie seem like just the most mild person ever.
Dad of the year.
So funny. So many funny bits of him just like body slamming his brother and like falling down the steps and whatever.
Also, they were doing a lot. This episode also proved that they kind of could do whatever they want. Like, we saw a lot of like just full on.
Full ass. Poopy ass. Yeah, like
nothing as compared to later on in the season, but
yeah. No, but like my favorite scene, I love this episode. I love I think it has the best ending that this show has had. I think one of the funniest ending and most like heart-wrenching. Like I like Claire's like, hey Maddie, I'm really glad I'm here, and Maddie's also really glad she's here, and like he can't apologize to her because that's not in him. He's not good at that, but the like, I would have done it, but thanks for whatever, like that scene. And then just Maddie being like, so have you heard about this Jeremy guy? And it's such a perfectly written joke. What a perfectly executed. And this show does such a good job at like weaving the plot lines together in such a like, I think it's one of the better things I've seen. I think a good sitcom can do that well when it can thread plot lines together very neatly. And we'll talk about that in like episode 3, because I think episode 3 is one of the best examples of that. But like, it's such a funny way to put that together, and how they did that, I thought was like, oh, that's a brilliant joke. That's such a brilliant joke. But yeah, no, this episode was fun.
Yeah, fun start to the season. But it only gets better from here.
Yeah, I love the like whole center that they like. That felt like a. That's like, those commercials are nothing I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's like that. I think
it's very 90s.
Very 90s, yeah. So that it was fun getting to see like the POV of that, and I think Seth probably had a lot of fun incorporating more 90s aesthetics this season. There's some in last season too, but like I felt like they went even further this season. I love the like consistent bits of just like their dynamic. I don't remember even the name. I know there was Candy, and then there was like.
Oh yeah, the other one.
I forget the name, but like that was such a funny bit of them having this like friendship with them.
I prefer the lady that we were talking to earlier. Yeah,
it's like I was like, oh wait, it's like, so am I all kind of the same? It's like, yeah, that's basically it. And it's a lot of great bits that kind of came from that. And then the bodyguard.
Stop it, Johnny! You're scaring her.
Oh, that was so good. That was so funny. And then the school attendant, the like school board,
he was funny.
Down, felt like he came right out of like a Lilo and Stitch movie or whatever. Like he looked like a Mr. Bubbles. I think that's where maybe it just lands last for me, just because I thought that plot line was like thrown away. Like, you had the most like capable character of all time tricked in the way that he was. Kind of took me out a little bit. I was like, wait, he fell for that? Okay, like he's been on their trail.
I will
the
not
whole
stop
time
until I find you
and kill him.
Whoa.
Which is funny, which is really funny. But I was like, oh, that wrapped up very like conveniently. And so like that's the only thing. But like, still a great episode.
I can't remember which episode it was in. I'm gonna mention it now before I forget about it. But my favorite like dinner scene which kind of like subverts the normal expectations, is when they were talking about eating eggs after like 11 a.m. And then at the end, Blair was like, "Wait a second, I only ate half an egg."
Happen.
And I was like, and then she fully commits to the bit.
It's so good.
Like, and I was like,
Episode 7,
I was
I
like,
think.
wait, I was like, was she actually like agreeing, or was she just
Yeah.
like going along
Playing
with it?
along.
Like
I
you
think,
can't even
I don't know. Yeah.
like you can't even tell. Like it's like she was being genuinely serious about it. I don't know. It was very
I
funny.
didn't get the stew in time or
Yeah.
whatever. So good. So fucking funny. Mrs. Robotchek was the second episode. And I think these first 2 episodes are probably the most raunchy the show ever
Yeah.
gets. Like they start the season like very sex forward. I was like, holy shit. It's probably the most like visually crazy I think the show gets in terms of like the things on screen that we see. I guess last week episode like with the butt stuff, but like
Somebody clip that out of context. Somebody clip that one out of context.
I mean, there was butt stuff in this one too, I guess, if you want to take it that way. This one was fun. I you know, it's fun to see Ted in like a, I guess, a physical relationship, and I think there are some like really fun physical gags that they do this episode. Mostly how I think the plots collide. I think this is kind of what I'm talking about before. How the plots collide so brilliantly is honestly really impressive. Like I think it's really interesting to have the plot line of like Susan being self-conscious that she can't help her man the way she used to or whatever, and her being like, well, maybe we can do this thing or this thing and this thing, and it all just happening to come full circle where like he is also in a position of like, oh wait, we should try this thing. Is this something that you are into? And I don't know, like the way they can like spread these threads of storylines together so seamlessly is so impressive and so cool. I think it's really well done.
The magazine Cosmopolitan.
I love Susan's actress so fucking much.
Did you see who she voiced in a
Liz.
classic cartoon? Yeah.
Liz.
That's
She's
crazy.
in Euphoria as well. I know you haven't seen that show, but she plays like a very like sex positive kind of like mom in that show.
Okay.
And it's a very different character. Like maybe I'll see some clips later where it's just like opposite of Susan in every way possible, and it's really, really funny to see such
like great range.
Such great range. One of my favorite scenes of the season as well is in this one where she goes to Blair for like the like magazine and being like, "So what does this mean?" It's just like it means nothing. Like she thinks it means.
Let's put this away and never look at this magazine ever again.
I think my favorite joke in the season that made me die, where it's like, oh, like, would Maddie like to have someone watch us while we do it? It would probably have to be a Republican. It's like, holy shit. It's such
She just says all of these things, and it's just like so serious about it too. It's like just genuine, and it's just like, gosh.
It's so well done. It's so fun. I also like just the realness of like how the episode ends, and I think the show does a really good job too, as like letting some of these sad moments sometimes hit, and I think sometimes there is a comedy to that, but I think it's done well. Like the episode ends with like Ted crying his eyes out that his first love like doesn't want him anymore, and like the line was like, "I wish you never like brought me back to life," and like while it still ends on jokes, there is this kind of like melancholy ending that it kind of leaves you on, where it's like, oh, that's really well done. I think you did a really good job at kind of letting that like those scenes kind of breathe and like let there be somewhat of like a somber mood on this like extreme comedy show.
Yeah. Do you know who Mrs. Robotchek was though? The actress? So what else have we seen her in?
Oh, I did recognize her, but I didn't put it together. Who is it?
The neighbor in You season 3.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have put it together. I would not have. No. Do I have her in the cast list down here? Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already forgot you. Especially season 3.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite season.
Yeah, she was the neighbor.
Okay, that's probably why I recognized her then.
Yeah.
She was also in Orville. I know Seth MacFarlane
Okay.
likes to reuse his actors a lot. Freaking Maddie's also in that show and also in like American Dad. So like he
Okay.
uses those actors a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized her.
I was like, wow, she looks so familiar. And I looked it up after. I was like, oh yeah.
This is probably the big episode everyone's kind of talking about this season.
Best episode of the season, in my opinion.
Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if it was my personal favorite, but I definitely think it's like the best or like the most just like, holy shit, what are they do? Like they can do this? Like they can do this? Like this show does a
better
really good job
effects
at...
than like most movies and shows. Like we can make we're allowed to make the joke now. We're far enough removed. Better CGI than the final season of The Flash.
Yeah.
Like better effects, better, better costuming.
In fairness, much bigger budget than The Flash ever had.
Yes. Yes.
They had what, 10
that
million
is true.
per episode?
Yes.
Like,
yes. But like, what of all shows would you have put money on the Ted TV show?
Yeah, I mean, and just like all around, I think the show looks fantastic. And again, that goes to the budget and like, I know we're talking about like changing what Ted looks like if we can get a season 3, but like, he looks incredible. Like the effects they put into him, I think arguably look better in the show than it did the movie. And that probably
I mean, because of time passing, and just getting better with doing the effect too.
Looks like I forget he's a stuffed animal half the time. I just like in my brain I accept him as an actor, like Ted the actor is playing the role or whatever. But no, like this episode is also just so much fun. It's cool to see Brandon Mulligan in a TV show like this. Obviously he's D&D legend, dropout legend. So it's cool to see him get work like this. Like, he's in the podcast world a lot and he's in Critical Role and stuff like that. But like,
okay, nice.
Seeing him on such a large scale, it's like, oh, good for him for like fully making it in the industry. Like that's really, really sick.
Yeah. But again, another one of those episodes where it starts off with just like a simple plot is like, oh no, we're out of weed. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, let's go on a random side quest. And literally the side quest is an actual D&D campaign quest.
And, shout out for them for not overly making fun of D&D. I know, like, TV shows are shy of, like, D&D episodes. But I think, especially in sitcoms past, a lot of it has been, like, making fun of D&D and the people who play it. And just like, oh, it's like a nerd's game. Where I feel like this does the exact opposite. I feel like it praises D&D. And it, like... As someone who's never played D&D, I'm like, I kind of want to play D&D now. Like, I want to go into this.
It makes it fun. Yeah. So I did like makeshift D&D when I was in college. Like we had a friend that was really into it, and like we didn't have like a game board or anything like that, but we like made characters and we sat around in the dorm room and like did a whole thing. I remember this night. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But I've never gone like crazy with like, the dice rolling and the game boards and like the like people go crazy with it. Like, I think it's really, really cool. And I'd love to, just at some point participate in a game like that.
Yeah.
I know it's very tough to get into if you're not already into it. Yeah. But I think that this was such a good way to visualize it for people that don't really know a ton about it, that have like heard of it but don't understand it, I guess is the best way to put it, right? Is like they could have very easily made this such a low budget episode where it's just them sitting at the table the entire episode, right? But for them to actually go ahead and like, okay, we're gonna do costumes and sets and actually act out what we are discussing, it's a whole nother level. Like, again, I did not expect a sitcom to go that far.
No, they go up and beyond, and it shows such a love that this crew has for their show that they went the extra mile. I have a feeling they probably knew they weren't getting a third season. They're like, fuck it, let's just do the coolest thing everything. Like, let's just do it, and they do it, and it looks incredible, and the bits are amazing, and I shout out to all like the D&D community, because you have things like Vox Machina and the Mighty Nine, and getting full series adaptations, and you have You have the Dungeons and Dragons movie, which didn't do very well at the box office, was an incredible movie. Like Critical Role becoming so much more mainstream, and you have things like this. Like it's so cool to see this side of the internet that was for years looked down upon and joked at. And like the show could have easily been like have Maddie be like, I don't want to play some virgin game, but he doesn't. He sits down, he's quiet, and he has fun. He has a good time. Yes,
Yeah.
he wants to get out and then get it over with, but that's just because like he would have done that with any game. Like he would have done that if it was literally anything. So I think I love how they all are just like, yeah, we're doing this thing as a family. It's really fun. And another incredible bit is just like Susan just like gossiping with this demon lord.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's so funny. It's like, wait, what did she do? Holy shit. Like, they call me a demon. Like that stuff is so good. And then like the ending where like Ted is the D&D that the demon is playing.
Yeah.
That's an incredible bit. That's hilarious.
Well, I did also love Ted being like, what if I attack you?
Like what if I
that'd be that'd be
Yeah,
like
like, you
attacking
are-
God. I attack God.
and he almost does it. Like he like, does the thing and
Oh, that's a critical hit. I attack again. That's another critical hit. Okay.
and
I
then
come in for a final death blow.
and he gets
I
one.
roll a 1.
And then like it's so funny to see him explode.
It
into
just
a puff of
explodes.
ball.
Yeah.
So
You're
good,
dead.
So funny. It's oh my god, yeah. Careful, Darren. You might meet the Mind Flayer. Just kidding. Maybe. But yeah, this was a great episode. Again,
Yeah.
I do kind of wish this was weekly because I want to dive into this a little bit more, but we have to.
Yeah.
We want to get through.
Yeah,
this.
we gotta run through these.
The Moms Bombed rom-com. Sorry. This was an interesting one. I like. You know what I'll say? I wasn't a huge fan of the Claire subplot. Too crazy much. I think you know what? Actually, I did like the Claire subplot. I wasn't a huge fan of Claire and Ted making out. That was like the one thing that was a little ached out about. And I know that's the point. Like the point is supposed to be gross,
Just
and
like a
weird
little
and
random, yeah.
on like it enters. It's like slightly enters into like incest like pond for me. It's not, but it. I mean, I kind of consider Ted and Johnny like brothers, and if they're brothers, then you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
technically weird, but it gave me the ick in a weird way. But I love the Maddie and Susan.
Yeah.
plot. That's fucking adorable. It's so
Yeah.
cute. I love. Maddie's a pain in the ass, but I think the show's at its best when it's like breaking down Maddie's like barriers. Like I think that's the show at its best sometimes when it's just like taking this like very real kind of person and being like, why do you feel this way? Like
Yeah.
why are your views like this? And you don't actually feel like this, but you feel like you have to. And his scenes were incredible. I loved when he's screaming at his TV. They're watching Pretty Woman or whatever, or Ghost or whatever. And
Yeah.
Why? Like he's about to like break the television.
It's like that's how you're supposed to feel.
Yeah. And like letting him see that like you have one of your own upstairs who needs and wants your attention and wants to feel loved and you know whatever. And he never fully gets it, but he makes strides and he makes a journey. And I loved him going up the ladder and giving his love and breaking his butt or whatever.
We did also get a Dennis the Dump Truck reference in this in the episode.
References. Yeah, we had a couple references this week, which was fun.
Also, I don't know why I freaked out about it as much as I did, but classic Taco Bell wrappers. Like just like the classic Taco Bell packaging. Oh, perfection.
Also, Susan herself is just really funny. I like that.
Yeah.
And the actress gets a couple episodes this season to really flex her acting abilities, but it's fun just to see a drunk Susan. Susan, who's still her.
I took a little bit of wine from your box.
Miss Susan's in the house. She's going up the stairs drunk. Like
it's so like she just wanted to have fun, and nobody was down to party.
it's so adorable and also so heartbreaking. You shared a meme I think yesterday about like it's the like Spider-Man meme when like anyone's mean to Susan.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
feel that so badly.
Yes.
I love Maddie, but sometimes I want to beat the shit out of him anytime he like back talks his wife or talks badly. I'm just like, you better watch your damn mouth in front of this goddess of a woman. How dare you?
You better treasure her with your life, buddy.
Oh my god, I want to take her away from that man and give her, like, take her to a tropical island somewhere where she is loved and safe. And we'll talk about it later, but like there's almost a setting that maybe fits her more than her own home. She's more loved.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, like she's more
Yeah.
loved in the prison than in her own home, and that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
sit
when we
well
get to
with
that episode is hilarious, and it's like it makes me think very much so of like I'm sure everybody thought about it. It's like, huh, would my house have run without my mom in it? Like, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Also,
Oh,
too,
yeah.
it's a fun ultimatum. Would you rather go to prison for 10 days or do everything that your mom does around the house
Yeah.
for 10 days?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would choose prison. I'm sure a
Maybe.
lot of people would choose prison.
I just got the pun in this title. I love that title so much now.
Oh, the Sword in the Stone, yeah.
In the Stoned. That's really,
Yep.
really funny. That's
Yeah,
great.
all the titles are a good play
They're
on
really
words.
good. Yeah.
All the titles are good play on words.
This
Oh
is,
yeah, this seemed like the most normal episode until the end.
This is my favorite episode, I think. I think there are just like bits in here that got me on a cacking spree.
Yeah.
When Ted sings Gummy Bears as he's jumping up and down around the school play, that is my new favorite visual. It's now my favorite like meme template now. People are going on TikTok and putting different songs in there that he's singing, that he's bouncing around to. Holy shit, it's so funny. It's so good. I think this puts these characters in a really fun situation for jokes. We got a bit of it inside the like movies, and I think it's a reference to it, of course, but when Ted and Johnny are having their like acting off and they're like, I like your shirt, I don't like your shirt, oh yeah, and they're in character, they're punching, just like genuinely great performances in this, like super silly bit. When I'm like, make him the lead of your goddamn play. That was incredible. Like, book Johnny immediately right now. He's so good. That bit was great. I died laughing at the end when they're like, it's shroom. They find out it's shrooms, and it's like, oh, maybe it's fine. And there's a fish that walks on stream, and then he jumps into the stage. Is fun.
It's like, nope, we're not good. We're anything but good. And they're just like standing there freaking out, tweaking beyond belief. I know, and I love too at the end when they're outside, and Ted's like, there's a good chance we're still on stage right now. And I was like,
and them on stage was so funny too. Them just like, all right, stay calm. No one knows.
No one knows we're on. No one knows we're.
He starts pissing himself on stage. There, like, oh no, and he was so close to getting with the girl of his dreams.
Oh no!
My poor boy Johnny ends the show as a virgin, which is kind of unfortunate.
But hey, at least he found the gym. At least he found the gym.
He found the gym. He had two beautiful women in the show, and he
fumbled both.
He's fumbled all three bags, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is so funny. It was so good. I was like, I think this was my funniest episode. Like, I don't think it's the most heartfelt. I think two are more heartfelt, but in terms of a comedy, I was fucking
this was like the most like laugh out loud episode of all of them. Yeah.
So good, so funny. And also this was the whole Dunkin' Donuts thing as well, which like AI aside was a really funny plot line. I love them just working at Dunkin' Donuts, and like Seth MacFarlane is a comedy genius. The way he just plays off that scene is so good.
And also too, like the employee, the little video that they had to watch. Oh, sorry, that was a prank by whatever his name was. It's like that wasn't supposed to be there.
But like everything before now, that's it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, like I think I don't know about your job. I don't know what you would have for your but like at our store we have those really, really bad like instructional videos that we have to watch every single year as a refresher, and it's just like the worst actors you've ever seen in your life. The absolute we have like a gun safety one we have to watch every year, and I want to be like respectful because it's gun safety and that's a big deal, but you just have like the worst actors you have ever seen to ever be put the stage. It's like
somebody comes in with a problem. Do you A, help them with the issue? B,
it's like
jump over the counter and punch them in the face? Or C, throw donuts and coffee at them.
Yeah. It's like obviously it's the throw coffee at them, obviously.
Yeah.
No, this is great. This is awesome. Oh, what are we doing? Okay. Roe versus Weed.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Again, great
this was like
title.
this was like I think the most serious I think the show gets to the stage.
Yeah.
This is the episode that tackles obviously a very, very big life issue. And I saw it going
Yeah.
viral on Twitter being like, wait, what do you mean Ted tackled abortion? Like that, like on paper, that's such a fucking wild statement. But also
Yeah.
I gotta give it to them for tackling such a real issue in such a serious format. Like I think this could have been bad. Right? I think dealt with any less of a organic and essential like hand, this could have been very offensive. This could have gone off the rails. And I think this has a really good heart to it that made me emotional several times. And I think this episode kind of showed me, I think this is one of like this show has one of the most realistic depictions of family I've ever seen. You know, especially if you are in like a minority group of, you know, in like a queer community, or in, you know, I know a lot of women or people of color kind of deal with these similar ideas of just like, well, you sometimes have very drastic opinions to your parents, and your parents can have, or family members or siblings can have literally the worst opinion or the worst take on things that will break your heart again and again and again.
But no matter what, they're family, and sometimes you just gotta agree to disagree, and you love each other anyway.
There was me as an audience member watching the episode where I think, God damn it, I hate Maddie so fucking much, but I still love him. And I'm like, that's literally parent. Like that's literally how I feel about my parents sometimes, and how I feel about people I love sometimes. And I think it is interesting because I think sometimes there does have to be a point where you kind of have to cut out the family in your life if it gets bad enough and stuff like that. But also, like it's,
I mean,
really
the show
tough.
does a good job of showing that. Again, is even though opinions differ on a lot of topics, like at the end of the day, they do care. You know, they care about John, they care about Blair, they care about, in the silliest way possible, they care about Ted. You know. Is like, again, they might not see eye to eye on everything. And a lot of times too, I think the show has done a very good job of showing that it just like, it's not even that they believe a thing just because they're told to believe that thing. And it's just because they're not necessarily educated enough on the topic. Right?
I think the show, I think it's a really good thing of just like sometimes these kind of shows can be a little unrealistic with like beliefs where like you end the movie with the parents being like, oh no, I understand now, and now I'm supportive, which is awesome, which does happen, which is real. But also you're going to have, especially in the 90s, like you're not going to have very open opinions about abortion and about, you know, queer people and stuff like that. So I do respect it for at least the like a very realistic take on you know, accepting parents. And I think Susan is probably a good representation of a lot of mothers out there, which are just like, well, I don't agree. I can't support this, but I love you, and I'm trying. She tries her best to get there. She really wants to get there for Claire, but I love that ending scene a lot, where it's just like, I don't know. I'm sorry I couldn't do this, but here's a sandwich and you know, some chips, and when you eventually want, you know, to have this child, here's this. And she's not there yet, but also I think Claire understanding like, okay, it's going to take a little bit more time. And you know, I'm curious to see like, you know, if we ever get like another Ted movie or something, like I'd be curious to see like, where does Maddie end up in, you know, 10 years, 15 years or whatever? Like where does Susan ultimately end up?
Right.
Do they come around, especially like in the 90s where like, you know, these weren't like popular ideas yet.
Right.
Like,
well, I did see somebody bring that up, and I didn't really necessarily think about it a ton, but like Blair is basically like you take somebody from like present day and plop them in the 90s.
Sure.
Right. Yes. Somebody with like present day education and ideals and throw them in the 90s, and it's just like, go. Right. But I think that it's a good insert.
Yeah.
It's a good insert because, again, yes, it's a period piece. Yes, they have to show what the to the extreme, just for the comedy sake of the show what the beliefs were at the time and make fun of how silly it sounds, as opposed to what what we know of and what we believe in today. But I think in a lot of ways, you even look back at movies and shows and stuff that were made like when you were a kid, when you were growing up, like early to mid 2000s. Think about the things like I think about it quite often, like people talk about gaming and stuff nowadays, and like, oh, people don't say it a ton like online. Like, I know when I was growing up, when I was like 10, 12 years old, I'd get into an Xbox Xbox lobby, and you hear people like throwing slurs over the microphone and doing all this craziness, and it's just like that was just the norm. Like you didn't think much of it. And then now you're like, oh, like that was bad. But and then same kind of thing with this is like the parents and everything have their ideals, and they're set in their ways, and that's just because that's how they were raised and how they grew up and that sort of thing. But then you see Blair, and then you see her like kind of teaching these ideals to John and to Ted and things like that. So like they're going to kind of try to break that cycle in a lot of ways. Yes.
Which
Obviously,
goes back to our original thing,
which again, unfortunately, he grows up to become Mark Wahlberg. We don't have to we don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
We can pretend again it's a different universe, and he grows up to become not Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So,
no, for sure. This episode was just really emotional for me, and I thought it did a really good job. And I think I did end up being like, man, I love the tone of the show, and I love I do kind of want to talk about like Mark Wahlberg's thing just a little bit, like them getting her too like risking their lives, but like risking their like. I mean, kind of like.
Well, they did, dude. Ted's eye was hanging out at the end. That was funny. That was great too.
Oh yeah, I will say it. Like they like stole the money from the schools. They risked their physical safety for this person that they love. And it's not like Mark Wahlberg is like a terrible person. Not even.
Like I know that sounds bad. Like, sorry, Mark Wahlberg, if you're watching this. Like, we're not trying to hate on you or anything like that. We're talking about your character in Ted 1 and 2. Right? That character doesn't seem like he grew up with this. He doesn't seem that right. Like, you know what I mean? Is like, I couldn't see Mark Wahlberg's version of John knowing Blair, right? Because if he did, he wouldn't act the way he did in those movies.
I wonder,
at least you would hope.
And again, like maybe that's another reason why you can't go too much further with the show without like at least big time jumps or whatever. But like like how soon do they separate? Because she's not mentioned in the movies at all. Obviously, she's not involved whatsoever. Do they split ways? Because I think they would have to. I think they would have to go their separate ways very, very quickly if you want to make Wahlberg.
I would say so. Let's pretend, right? Like, so she's in college while they were in high school, right?
We
so
know
let's
what
say,
year of college it is.
I would assume her probably freshman sophomore year, right? I would think. Because, they just graduated high school, right? So let's say she's 2 years older than them, right? So another 2 years maximum. So, there's still a ton of unaccounted for time in that regard. And obviously, I'm sure Blair goes off, does her own thing. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Like it already is kind of. Obviously, we don't have, Ted canon, but it's like, it's somewhat canon breaking in that regard, right?
Okay, so he's in his upper 30s. It's saying he's probably around 39 in the first Ted movie.
Yeah. So that's like, so it's another 20 years.
Almost 20 years. Okay. I guess I was thinking he was like in his like late 20s, I guess, for like some reason.
No. So he's like,
okay.
Yeah, he's like pushing 40.
Okay, he has a while still. They went through a lot together. It's interesting, and also like what happens to Claire in those eras as well. Like that's actually one thing I'm actually kind of excited for the animated show. Like I'm not completely against the animated show. I'm not against it. Like, do we see Claire show up in that?
I was gonna say in that regard, then you don't even have to worry about recasting, because I know that was a lot of people's worry is like, oh, if we do another movie, then we can't have the same actress because obviously she'd have to be 20 years older. or they just make a joke about it and be like, "Oh, Blair, you haven't aged in 20 years," right?
Yeah.
Like it'd just be funny. But
yeah, like again, like I think if you can like add these elements of heartfulness into this new animated show, and like I'm curious, like kind of bringing back some of these other characters and hopefully flesh them out a bit more in this upcoming one as well would be interesting.
yeah,
But yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. Susan is the New Black was the penultimate episode of the series.
yeah.
I keep saying this is my favorite. I think this is like actually my favorite episode of the season. I think this
They're
is like
all my favorite.
they're all up there. I like them all a lot. I joked about it in our Twitter thing earlier, but I think like legitimately give me a spinoff. Like give me this as a TV show, and I like I'm halfway joking, but also I'm like would kind of work to me having this like
Yeah.
I know you're not going to get this reference, but like a Ted Lasso-esque series where we hire Susan to come to this prison and like reform these inmates because she just makes everyone's life a little bit better. Like I love the stuff here of just her being like, here's Easter baskets for everybody. Like I want to see Susan reform the system. I want her to fix the system from the inside out. Like she made everyone's life better. And I'm like, just stay here. I kind of like, don't lock her up or whatever, but like I kind of think she has a better life here. She's really appreciated and loved, and she has a job where people really appreciate what she gives them. Like I'm like she comes back and they're like, you already have Maddie being like, oh, give me my meatloaf. I'm like, no, treat her better. I don't know.
But no, literally, did you hear what Ted, like, it was like kind of a, if you don't pay attention, you miss it. They were like, oh, welcome back, welcome home. And Ted was like, did they give you the weed back?
That was funny. Yeah.
I was like, come on,
He
Ted.
didn't give a shit. He didn't.
Come on, buddy.
I mean, no, this was a brilliant episode. And
Yeah.
another one with some of the funniest bits in the show. I think another one of the funniest scenes, and actually like a weirdly wholesome scene as well, is when they go back to the house and they have to tell Maddie what had happened. And that's, I think, the most I've ever liked Maddie. Like, as silly as it is that he's beating his own son, he's
hilarious.
Pissed.
He's beating him with Ted.
With Ted.
And then Blair comes out and is like, hey, don't do that. What's going on? And it's like, these two numbnuts got their mom locked up in prison. And she's like, oh, give me Ted. And then just starts beating him.
I think it's the best Maddie ever is, because yes, a lot of it is like he's gonna take care of me, but also like he does love his wife. He has a deep love for his wife, and he's genuinely distraught over the idea that these two that he thought he raised well could do this to their own mother. Like I genuinely kind of got a little like, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's a real. I thought it was a really
just like
good
a side
Maddie
of him
moment.
that you don't normally see.
I thought that was incredible. Yeah.
And I did again. Using the word again, I loved the juxtaposition of Susan like thriving in prison, and then the house like slowly becoming more and more in disarray, and just like, and they were just like at the end is like, all right, it's time. A good captain knows when to abandon ship. All right, well, how do we get out the front door? There's a beehive. How do we get through the bee's nest? And then what did they say was in the back? Like
a dam, like a beaver dam.
Oh, a beaver dam. Yeah, there's a beaver dam out the back, and then a beehive covering the front door. He's like, all right, we're going to throw the chair out the window. And then they set up around the campfire outside, drinking beer, and putting white out on his underwear. And they're just like, all right, we got to admit defeat. Blair, we need your help. Like, just help us. Please.
It's so, again, like a great episode that balances that comedy with that wholesomeness. Like this.
And I loved it. She was like, why are you asking me this? And it was like, because you're the only one of us that's not a complete idiot.
Which
yes,
he is right.
True.
I like that.
True.
I got a little emotional like during the arrest scene itself though. Like I love, I guess more so when Maddie goes in to talk to him, where it's like, I'm old. I don't like, this is my first time effect. They're going to easy on me. This is Tom. Like this is John's life. Like this is John's life. He has his whole life ahead of him to make something here for himself, which goes back to kind of like the mold, like the Mark Wahlberg of it all, where I'm kind of like, I really wish John could go on to be a very successful person in society. Yeah. Like he does all this for John can have a good life, and not to say Mark Wahlberg is like a degenerate or anything. Like it's not like
he's just kind of a loser. You know,
Yeah.
he's just like that. But that's kind of the point. Is like, oh, he's
Yeah.
like pushing 40. He's like not really done anything with his life.
Yeah.
He's just kind of existing, sitting around smoking weed with his teddy bear all day. Like that's it.
That's and maybe it is the like Tedification where it's like, okay, like what is his life if Ted isn't there? And
Yeah.
I guess that is like an interesting, and I guess this more goes to breaking down the original movie, but it's like when you don't let go of the things that make you a child, do you stay a child or can you move past that? Like he has literally a representation of him being younger and him a youth in his ear talking to him every day. And so like it was probably very easy to stay a child or to stay. And not saying like having fun and playing video games isn't okay in adulthood. Like we literally have a podcast about talking about movies and TV, right? Like that is fine, but also like when I think there does need to be that balance that can be had and can't be had. And I think like I'll be curious about that upcoming show as well, because I am kind of curious to see kind of where these characters go in the future, and do we get to see them grow and become better people in society? You know what I mean? Like I would like to see these Ted and John especially like evolve and grow, and he has a new person in his life now that we set up in the second movie, and both are married men now, right? So it's like, okay, like what does that look like for the two of them? I think would be kind of interesting to dive into, if done well, of course. But yeah, this was a brilliant episode, brilliant, amazing episode. And then the finale, Fraudcast News. Interesting finale. It both felt like a series finale and not a series finale. Like there were elements of it that kind of feels like a finale. More so the ending itself, it kind of felt like they did a normally kind of an episode, but also like, oh, let's add that in there. Just
it's like, all right, let's bring Ian McKellen back and wrap this up.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was another really good episode. We're gonna end up bringing back the Mark Wahlberg thing we've been talking about this whole time, but like, yeah, this is definitely like. I thought, like, if this is the final episode, it's a good final episode. I think like shows them at this end of this version of their life and kind of what they're doing. I like having Johnny have a true passion for something, and Ted as well. Where like, I want to see them pursue a life in like journalism or art,
like that'd be fun.
I kind of would like to see them go to college, and maybe the two of them are like in like a journalism class or like,
that would be
a newspaper. That would be so cool.
Wait, wouldn't that be? Yeah, honestly, that would be great. Have them like somehow like, okay, they take like a gap year or something like that, right? And then they get into college. Maybe they go to the same school that Blair's going to, right? So at that point, she'd be a senior, and they'd go in as freshmen in college and stuff like that, and that's your next season right there. Is Ted goes to college. Like, come on, that would be hilarious. Like, that'd be so good. There's so many shenanigans that can happen. So much that can happen. Come on.
Do we know if he like canonically went to college in the movies?
I don't know. Again,
that would be
again, we retcon it. I literally just saw a post on Twitter that somebody was referencing the movies. The parents have completely different names in the in the movies as well. Obviously played by different actors, but they have completely different names too. So let's just we're gonna call this a different universe.
Dude, I'm looking at.
We're gonna make our own. The Ted theory.
In Ted from Ted, John Bennett portrayed as Ted's best friend. Blah blah blah. Throughout the series, this is not giving me what I want. Tell me if he went to college or not.
ChatGPT, did Ted go to college?
It's not. I don't think there's a canon he did or didn't. I don't think it's said on screen. But he has like a pretty like decent like business job, and I feel like with that job you would have to have some sort of like. I'm not seeing like a canon they did or they didn't. It seems like the consensus is probably not, but also like that's a wiggle room. You can
we can. Yeah, just again make some stuff up, make it fun.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine. Just like exiting continuity and just saying fuck it. Like you don't have to like confirm it, but just be like, yeah, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we have to kind of start wrapping this up soon, but do you want to
Yeah.
just do a quick shrinking thing really quickly
Yeah.
as I close this door?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. Yeah. So,
you get us
I
started,
guess we got two episodes to talk about.
Yeah, very quickly.
I gotta kind of almost refresh my memory because that episode, last week's episode, I saw that a while ago. Again, great stuff. Like, Shrinking is always, just amazing show. Again, obviously Harrison Ford gets a bunch of amazing stuff to do, and we've got kind of some. I guess this was kind of like almost like a 2-part episode without it being a 2-part episode. Like, we have some carry on, episode 5 and episode 6. So we have some carry on from 5 into 6. Again, just like bringing in some elements that we've kind of set up and sprinkled throughout a little bit. We kind of get confirmation on something that I thought they were going to do from the way that they kind of set things up at the end of episode 1 of this season. I was like, are they gonna do this? And they ended up kind of doing it in episode 5, which was quite interesting to me. But again, I think that these episodes are both very complementary to each other as well. I think I liked 6 a little bit more than 5.
Yeah.
5 felt like kind of a bridging episode, so to speak. I'm not necessarily sure where we're heading this season. Like, I think season 2 had a very good direction of as far as like had a really good overarching story. This season, not necessarily in a bad way. Everything feels somewhat not disconnected, but just like yeah. It's a lot more episodic than serialized. But like I said, is these 2 episodes do complement and play off of one another.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I like both these episodes a lot. I after episode 5 came out and before I saw it, because I wait until like we were about to record these to watch these.
Yeah.
I saw someone on TikTok.
Like, blanked on both of these. I'm like, what happened? I saw them so long ago.
I saw a TikTok as soon as the episode came out saying that like episode 5 was like a travesty and the worst episode of the show, and it like almost like it ruins the show. And I was like, after the episode, I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's just
What
like
the
run of the mill normal episode. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's nothing revolutionary or groundbreaking, but there's nothing wrong with the episode. So like,
no, it was such a like. Wait, like what part of it was that for you? I was very confused about, and I felt like I was kind of gaslighting myself with the Jimmy and the daughter plot line, because I was like, I felt like I was seeing a ship that wasn't there. Like I was thinking like, oh, do I ship them? I was like, no, I can't ship them. She's married and he's gonna be going with this girl. I was like, and like I was about to bring it up and being like, okay, I think there's a new ship, and I just want to throw it out as soon as I say it, but I want to mention it because I think they're kind of cute.
Like I said, it's like we got the little vibes there at the wedding in episode 1.
Wedding too, yeah.
Yes,
and like and like I didn't bring it up because I was like, no, she's married. She's like, this can't be.
I was like, oh, this is just like a little like throwaway, like, oh, like, okay, basically like they're like brother sister kind of, and that's what he thought too.
I don't hate it. I think they're kind of cute. Like I do think they're going the other direction. I think he's going to get like with the girl from How I Met Your Mother.
Well, and also too at the end of 6, she did call her husband and like, hey, I do want to kind of work on things. And,
yes.
Well, yes. After oddly enough, some convincing from Paul.
Paul, yeah,
a little bit, nice. Yeah.
That was a really nice scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that I'm a big supporter of like, I like the journeys we go through with relationships. Like I know so much in the shipping community, it's about like the end game and what ultimately ends up together, and like anything that's not the main couple is a sin, and like those ships sucks. But I'm like, no, I love the journey of a character's love life. I think it's okay to have these, like I can go through like the Flash and I could be like, well, I really liked Linda and Barry together. Not maybe as Endgame, but I like them. And then you can go to Patty and like I really enjoyed the journey they had together. But it's like, it's like, oh, so since you like Patty, you must hate Iris. It's like, no, I think those two together are great too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it always has to be like choose one. You have to choose one.
Like you can enjoy elements of
multiple
relationships and for multiple different reasons,
Absolutely. No, I think, yeah, I thought that was really cute, and I loved Jimmy's like nervousness surrounding this whole situation. I really thought, and maybe we might go back around to it at the end of the season or something. I really thought Paul was going to suss it out, being like, "Did you guys sleep together? Like, what the hell?" Like he's very
Yeah.
smart at reading people.
Well, I think he's also like maybe playing dumb. You know,
I was saying that too, where like maybe like end of the season, he's like, "Okay, yeah, I know you slept together."
it's like,
You-
yeah,
you're
and
very
and
obvious.
Jimmy, don't think you pulled one on me. Like,
Yeah,
you know, hey kid, I've seen some stuff. Like, you can't fool me.
yeah. Which I think I don't think he'd be super mad at it. Like I think he'd be mad at it for
No.
like a week, but I think he'd prefer Jimmy over like
Yeah.
her current
Yeah.
situation or whatever. But also I do love that moment for him too, of just like, I hate him, but like my love for you is stronger. Like this is a quote straight from like Ted Lasso, but like my love for you is stronger than my hate for him kind of vibe. And I
Right.
thought that was
Right.
such a sweet moment of like, yeah, I don't like him, but mostly it's me fucking with him and like me just like, you know, being
Yeah.
me, but I want you to be happy. And if he makes you happy, then work it out or whatever.
Right.
And I love his little bit over the phone where it's like, oh, okay, like if he doesn't want to try again, I'll kick his ass. Like that's my baby girl. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
so sweet and nice. And such a nice, beautiful moment. And, you know, I'll be curious to see how that ultimately goes. Because, again, I do think the show ultimately has to end with, like, Paul going to live with his daughter and, you know, her
Yes.
family eventually, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
where does that take us? Where does that go? This is from last week. I loved our little trust circle that we have now, and we've implemented the rocks into this
Yeah.
circle. It's now
Yeah.
a thing where, like, if you're part of the group, you have to have a rock. Like,
Right.
that's kind of like
The
where
little meeting of the rocks.
yeah, that was nice. And we were right. Like, it kind of felt like they knew our conversation. I'm like, wait, who has a rock and who doesn't? And then
Right.
immediately
You're right.
after, they're like, they addressed it, being like, oh, he is
Like-
the only one that
It's
doesn't.
like, Brian,
have a
you're
rock.
not getting one.
Which is so interesting because, like, that's basically your godmother at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
he'll
I was like,
get
"Give him a rock.
one. He'll get one by the end of the season.
Give him a rock.
I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, buddy. Have a great
Have a good night.
No, that was great. And I love their little plot lines this week. I'm already forgetting names, forgive me, but like I love their little plot line this week about the dad.
Yes.
It felt
Oh yeah,
a
that
little,
was a cute
that-
little plot line. Yeah.
a little tiny itty bitty fillerish a little bit, but also like
Yeah.
I thought it was a cute little moment of just like, wait, you didn't tell your dad you had a baby? Like you should probably do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I'd be pissed if I was the dad. I'd be like, wait, like I'm not mad you had a baby. I'm mad you didn't fucking tell me I have a
Yeah, it's
granddaughter.
like, come on, dude. Like, you know,
That's a
relay
big
some
deal.
information. But no,
Yeah.
I did love how Brian went to go like sit down and talk to Jimmy about it, and Jimmy's like, we're just gonna do
Do
this, like. But also too is like he's like, all right, how do you think this is gonna go? And I did love Brian's like impersonation of Jimmy, spot on, by the way. So
I have more like not grievances because I think this is literally going to be the point of the story, but Gabby and her new client keeps pissing me off a little bit more and more each week. Not because I don't like that client. I think that's a great actress and that's a fun story.
Yeah.
But like we're seeing, what I think is turning into the not positive side of getting too close to your clients. Like I think what we might
Right.
be building to is like I want to be mad about it because I was like, this is so unethical in so many reasons, and this isn't healthy, and I don't think it's helping her. But I think that might be the point of like, oh, like this system doesn't work for everybody, and that's not Gabby's wheelhouse. I think we're going
Right.
to see the negative
it's
sides
like
of it.
there's it's all about at that point. It's like it's scope of practice. It's also like how far can you go with somebody based off of what they're going through, right? And you can obviously tell that she's lonely, she wants a friend, she like, you know, wants to be included in stuff, but like Gabby's obviously already got her friends, she's already got her friend group, and she like is, I don't want to say like doesn't have time for her, but like she really doesn't, you know.
And it should you also shouldn't have to, right? Like
Right.
like that again, like that is a line like that is still crossing a line, and like we accept it because it's a fun show and these characters get to hang out together and it's fun. But also, it is a line that shouldn't be crossed. Like you should not be going to trivia night with your clients. That is a line.
Yeah.
And there is a codependency that's happening where if
Right.
she does
It's like
not have
she's
her
almost
client-
taking it. She's almost taking it too far. Like she's taking it further than even Jimmy does. Like Jimmy
Yeah.
like hangs out with you to like accomplish the task. Like outside of Sean, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Sean's a special case. But like outside of Sean, Jimmy like goes with his client
Mhm.
or with his patient, sorry, to tackle a trauma or to like accomplish a goal and then sends them off on their own. I think Gabby is like not necessarily missing that, but I think it's going to show that you can't do this with every client. Like she has to give her the tools to then go do this on her own. Not that like she wouldn't want to be friends with her or something like that, but she can't be what her patient is looking for because what her patient is looking for is the friends that she's missing out on. And again, Gabby's already got her friend group. Like not to say that she couldn't be one of her new friends.
Sure.
But just in the case of like she's trying to, be boots on the ground, do, things in the field like Jimmy is, it's just there's a disconnect there.
I think like this episode when she takes it to her friends and she kind of passes them on to her, being like, oh yeah, you go do this thing with them. It's like, yeah, but like when they hang out, like they're all hanging out together. So when they're busy, you're all busy. Like I think the better thing should have been like finding a situation where she could find her own friends, her own opportunities, her like a different boxing club or whatever that isn't just the crew hanging out or whatever. Like I think, yeah, and I'm worried because you kind of end the episode with her drunk, lonely, not having her therapist to lean on, and I'm like, oh no, what's happening? There's like a vibe where I'm like, are they going to go the super dark direction? I don't think so, but also I wouldn't put it past them either.
Again, I've said this with the show before. Like I've mentioned this multiple times throughout the week, throughout the weeks that we've covered it so far. Is I think the darkest, saddest the show goes is Tia's death. Right, like I think that is their peak, and then everything else they'll tease some stuff a little bit. But like even like remember with what's his name, the British guy the driver that killed.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
so
yes,
like with him like they had like is he gonna like walk
gonna,
onto the train track? Like again, it was like kind of like a fake out. Like they're not going. It's not that kind of show. I feel like, again, is like they've done the shock factor. They've done this is the worst thing that'll happen, right? And like this week, right, with Derek, like they were making you think like, oh, like all this, like, is he gonna make it? Like, what the heck is going on here? Like, is he gonna be okay? And like, sure, I'm like sitting there, I'm worried. I'm watching this episode. I'm like, I think
there was a second.
I was like, are they gonna kill Derek? Like, what's going on here? Like,
there was a moment where like they, he gets put into the procedure. They got the sad music going, and there's a shot where Jimmy goes into Alice's room, and Alice looks up and is like, "Hey, what's up?" And he doesn't say anything. There's a look on his face. I'm like, did they just fucking kill him? Like the way like they set it up as if they were going to do it. And I think they knew
and maybe again, maybe I'm giving us a false sense of security because I think like everybody and everything is gonna be okay now. But again, I think that's the rule, right? As I think like if I was in the writer's room, I would have been like, okay, the worst thing that can happen and will ever happen on this show is the mom dies at the beginning.
Yeah.
Everything else, we can have our characters hit rock bottom and go through trials and tribulations and things like that. But we're not that kind of show that's gonna kill a character.
And I really
have a character like, it's not gonna happen.
I really like that moment between Liz and Jimmy this episode, because like the whole theme of the season has been like Jimmy needing her to let go of what he did during that year, right?
Yeah.
And just like that battle. And I love to see the line where it's like, if I lose him, I don't think I could be as strong as you were. And I think that's a huge moment because she's been judging him for a very long time for what she
Mhm.
did. Like there isn't a full forgiveness that has, I think, went through with him. And I think in that moment she like physically understands the grief that he
Yeah.
went through, and being like, I physically can't lose him because I don't know who I am without him.
Right.
And I've loved their journey as a couple together. It's been so sweet and so emotional. And I thought there was a second there, like I knew they're not going to do it, but I was like, probably one of the best not deaths I've seen in a minute. Like they
Yeah.
really do a good job at like setting the stakes and setting the pain. And you
Yeah.
just love Derek so much that you're like, yeah, he needs to stay with us. He needs.
Well, you know what it made me think of in a lot of ways is Captain Lance's death in Arrow, right? Is just like
Sure.
going in, it's like, oh, it's gonna be a routine procedure. Nope. Like, but again, it's not that kind of show. It's not that kind of no.
Not the kind of
As
show.
as Harrison as Mark Hamill imitating Harrison Ford would say, it's not that kind of movie, kid.
Yeah. No, it was a very sweet episode. I like the Sun plotline too. I do kind of hope we continue to push forward with that. Like it seems like this could be a stopping point when they like have their moment in the hospital. That's
Mhm.
nice, but I'd like to see him go back to Jimmy for
Yes.
real this time, not just
Yes.
be bribed to do it, but actually go and
Like actually wanting to like
yeah.
okay, recognizing there's a problem and wanting to do better.
Yeah, and also I think there's some work we need to put in for Trevor and Liz as well of like, hey, maybe bribing your child to go to therapy is not physically healthy for you or your child. And I almost kind of
Yeah.
want them in a therapy room too to like, hey, so your relationship with money is probably not the most healthy.
Yeah.
This is probably why your child is at this point of just like
Mhm.
not being able to depend on themselves because they never felt like they had to.
Right.
Even to the point where like they buy him a house, like even the having to build it by myself, like you still bought him a house. Like you will never let this child actually fail
Yeah.
because they will always at least have something from you. You
They
know,
have that
So-
little safety net there.
Yeah.
And a lot more of a safety net than most people would get.
most people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Which we've seen he still hasn't done anything with it. He's just like sitting on boxes in the house, which would also be so me coded, by the way. I've had this
Yeah.
old chair in my room for the last 2 weeks. I haven't taken it down yet to get rid of it. So I get it. I
Yeah.
understand, but also it's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm excited to see that journey kind of transpire.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, I kind of wanted to just add one little bit of it. I forgot to do in my recently watching things.
Okay.
I love the show. Created by Bill Lawrence. I was doing some research this week. Bill Lawrence also created Ted Lasso. That
Okay.
like both those shows were made by the same people. And I started another one of his shows this week. I started a very iconic show that came back a couple weeks ago for the first time, but I've been watching the original Scrubs. Scrubs is a
Okay.
very iconic TV show that I recently found out was from the creator of Bill Lawrence, and they have the same mind child, same kind of creative team. That show has the actor who plays Liz in it. She's like a reoccurring
wow.
character on that show, and also Paul's friend that's in Modern Family.
Okay. Yes.
He's a regular in Scrubs as well.
Okay.
So it's really fun to see like, oh, these small worlds connect, but also
Yeah.
I think all three have the same vibe of like these comedies that have these really deep themes and emotions and lets characters feel these like very deep things.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this might be my new favorite genre of show of like what I like to call like a comedy disguised as therapy, or like therapy disguised as a comedy is kind of
Right.
what I've been saying, where it's like, this might be one of my new favorite TV creators if he keeps this
Yeah.
up. And he's done some other shows too I haven't seen, but I'm like, I might have to keep an eye on this guy because he seems to be making some great shows.
Nice.
Okay, I do think we have to wrap this up. We are in the
Well
over
over the
3 hour
3 hour
mark.
mark. Yeah.
I should have done less news, I think, but we kind of got carried away a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to shout out, Taz? Anything you want to promote? Send people to?
No, I mean I think that's about it. If you haven't played Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem yet, go ahead and play it. That's my shout out for the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go check out that.
YouTube.com/Toxic Taz. Yeah.
Hell yeah, go check out his channel. He uploaded a trailer we watched a couple weeks ago, so go check that out. Pipeline this Thursday. Again, Oscar's episode. We got some fun stuff. Following week should be Hopper's episode. That should be fun. New channel dropped this week because I accidentally deleted the other one. So go follow
what do you mean?
that.
Wait, hold on. You
That's a story.
accidentally deleted a channel. How does
That's a
how does
story
that
these
happen?
guys have heard already. We can talk about it in
Okay.
on the off screen.
Okay. Okay.
It's been a week. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. So we'll
Okay.
yeah. But yeah,
I'm
Kingdom
sorry.
Hearts. Thank you.
F's
My
in chat.
30 subs I had on that channel will be missed.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, I'll link that down below. Downtime with Darren is now a launch date. Kingdom Hearts is coming out on Wednesday. We got some fun things planned over there as well. So yeah, go check that out. After the credits for next week, we'll see what we're doing next week. I'll have to talk with Taz and Ben of like what we want to do. I'm almost just like, let's just ditch Black Mirror at this point. Like, that just never happened.
We'll save it for the next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we want to do. We'll do something fun next week, just because I don't know. But yeah. I'll catch you guys later. You have a great one. Amazing day, amazing life, maybe amazing year. See you next time. Bye bye.